hand this to whoever needs to
Yeah,
talk?
I'll hand it around. All right, guys. Eric.
Are we in?
We're in.
We're locked in. Yes,
We're live.
sir. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of CeleTake Podcast, episode 11, a.k.a. the Championship Pod, which is why I'm wearing my championship shirt.
Don't forget it. He won once.
And we got... once. And we got our Season 6 champions in the building. Yo, Mambas.
The most unexcited crew I've ever seen. 20 minutes late.
Just wait.
All extremely quiet,
drinking right
standing
now.
on the wall. Alex, let's see how this
Two
goes.
quick cheers to the
We
Mambas.
need some more alcohol.
Okay, let's go. Oh,
Oh my
hell's
God.
that?
All right.
what are we cheering to, Mike? What are you feeling? To
You're
the
the
victory?
captain.
You're the captain.
Go ahead.
You're the champ.
Well, we're going to put on the show for you tonight. I know we're tame right now, but the drinks are flowing. And congratulations to everybody in this room. Go Mambas.
Go
Come
Mambas.
on.
Need a drink?
Yeah, let me get one. I feel left out.
Damn, I only got one.
But welcome back again. If it's your first time, this is a podcast where we talk anything and everything Cele Nation. I'm your host, E. And,
Your other host, me.
and league owner, Mike. I was going to say next to me, but not next to me anymore.
Sorry.
On the other side, we got Mike, league owner and co-host of the podcast. Now, we're going to jump into championship week that happened 2 Sundays ago. Crazy week. Now we're going to talk about how it lets you guys being the champion. Started with the first game. First game we had La Familia versus the Makos. One of the best rivalries happening right now in the league. For you guys, how was that game for the La Familia? What do you think caused them to not be able to make it to the next round?
Anyone want to answer that one?
Because I was in there, I kind of missed that game. I ain't really watched that game yet.
Prince, you got something to say? I think he does. Come on. Here you go, Prince.
Oh yeah, we're gonna pass the trophy around for people who talk now. Yeah, go ahead.
What did you see in the La Familia game?
When I think about it, that was a back-to-back battle. I ain't gonna lie. The La Familia, they started arguing, started talking crazy to each other, but they ended up clicking back together, and they ended up, doing
That's
what
the
La
Sway
Familia
Brisky.
does. They just start arguing back and forth, they're bickering, but they end up clicking together and putting up a fight against the Makos.
Was this game emotional like last time?
Nah, it was definitely
was?
emotional. Definitely emotional game.
Why do you think Makers pulled it out? Because they were arguing and bickering at the
They
end?
stayed cool head. They ain't never panicked. They relied on their players and they trusted their guys to do the job.
What about you, Mike? What did you see from this game?
Fritz, in both games of the playoffs, played extremely well. He was their best player. If he played like that the whole season, he would have been an all-star. Nacho and Tommy, not their best performance in both games of the playoffs, but the supporting cast played well. JPP played very well. Gene Lopez hit 2 threes in that first game too. And La Familia just came out cold. It was pretty much the opposite of what we saw in the final week of the regular season, where the Makos started off slow, and then it was a back-and-forth affair. This time it was La Familia that started off really slow, and then it was a back-and-forth affair. They had the lead in the second half, and then shit the bed. Arguing, Yusuf doing a lot. It's the same old story, and I feel like with every game, the bad habits caught up to the teams that didn't ever fix their issues, and we saw that in all 3 games in the playoffs. And the best team won because of it.
What about you guys? You guys see anything from there?
So, we're gonna drop this on.
Yeah, I drop a little knowledge.
That trophy was supposed to go somewhere that weekend. To be honest,
we was supposed to take this motherfucker somewhere.
Yeah.
But nah.
Any of you.
I was supposed to
20 minutes late here. You would
I was
not be
supposed to tell
bringing me
someone that I was
No
going to the
chance.
league.
We're gonna
Going to the league.
All right, so what did you see at La Familia?
Supposed to drop it.
La Familia
Got
Makers,
this
TP.
motherfucker. Nah, so what and don't take this the wrong way, because I feel like La Familia had a great season. What should I be looking at here? La Familia had a great season, but I gotta blame Tone for their loss, right? So from my perspective, coming into this season, as a role player that played assistant coach and just really making sure the bench was always in focus and ready to go out. When you see a player like Yusuf turning it into Yusuf, you got to do what Shane did to me. Hey, bruh, it's not working. Pat, yo, get him out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to get him out. You're trying to win. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a difference. Like Shane said it to one somebody last season in another league that I was playing in. But it's just a quote he said where he was like, you know, like you come to win. Like, if you're not a winner, like, why are we having a conversation together? Like, I'm a winner. Like, I know how to win. Either you're gonna listen to me. And I think I think in the beginning of the season, it was this season. It was in Celly Nation, and he sized Prince up. And it was when they got into it. Prince had a valid point for what he was saying, but at the same time, Shane had a point too, to where it's like, I'm a winner. You gotta trust a winner. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta make winning decisions. And sometimes it don't make sense in the beginning, but it'll make sense in the long run. And I think that's something that the Mambas definitely learned. And I think Tone played with that too much, because the Yusuf Sway matchup where they have a relationship was cool, but it was toxic throughout the entire process. And it's like, you're just building up something that's just gonna inevitably fall. And once it crumbles, it's like, what was the point of doing that in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Because he can score phenomenally, but
yeah, they understand each other. But at the end of the day, it's a team game. And you're saying that duo was just not enough to make a team game, basically.
it was enough. It's just once Yusuf crashes, you gotta sub him. That's just it. You got enough players on the team that can make the plays happen, but it's just you gotta trust subbing him for that moment. Because again, like I said, y'all subbed me, and I came back second half, and I'm fully loaded. I'm ready to go. So you gotta trust it. But I don't think he trusted. He played him too long. He let him do all the wrong things, and then it blew up from there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's
but when you have a first and second rounder, when you get to playoff time, are you willing to risk that though? Like
yeah, I am.
Leaving him in there?
Yeah,
like,
I'm willing
do or die in playoffs.
I'm willing to take him out, because that's what you got role players for. Like, what's the point of having a role player? What'd you draft the other guys for?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we put Batman in, and Batman got blocks. Like, everybody do something small. It ain't got to be dramatic. It ain't got to be this, oh my God, he finna come in and go crazy. No, we still got Shane in the game.
Yeah.
We still got Kyle. We still got Dre. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be okay with subbing those guys out. You still got Chef. You still got Ryan. You know what I mean? Like, you got guys that can play the part. It's just, you gotta trust it. Yusuf is not the best player on the team because he can score 27 points. He's the best player on the team because he's explosive. People feed into his momentum and stuff like that. But once he crashes, he's a Ron Artest. He's everything else. So you got to get him out. So
Good take.
So for La Familia for this season, last season they made it to the first round. Same way, second round, eliminated. Same as this season. How would you rate?
Checked, right?
What?
What?
You said second round.
Check.
You're the fact checker, Dre. I like that.
But how would you rate if you had from 1 to 10? What number would you give the La Familia, based on like
I want to hear Dre.
Niggas, man.
Finals MVP?
He's got two. He's double fisted.
This guy does not let go of those trophies.
I'll give him a 7.5.
Are you sleeping with those? Because I see the
think he is.
pajamas.
No, sir.
It's close to you at night, though.
Are you
It's above that.
It's around. Try next week. Try next
He
week.
look at it like this.
Now he put it down. Now you hurt his feelings. He put the trophy down now.
Nah, I had to.
He's got a bigger one. He's got a bigger one.
Yeah. I'll give La Familia 7.5. I feel like in that second round they could have played Mo a little more, because when Mo's in the game, you know, hustle plays, move the ball well,
Unselfish.
mm-hmm. and they had the lead. As soon as you take Mo out and put Yusuf in, everything changes.
I know from speaking with Tone, there's a lot of times where Mo didn't want to go back into the game as well. That's another part of it. Because guys feel like, I mean, when you're a role player and you're successful as a role player, which Mo has been, he's won a championship, he realizes, hey, this guy's more talented than me, he can score, we need offense, whatever it is, so he's seeing the whole entire game, which I respect. But I also see your point. Sometimes you don't want talent on the court. You need the glue guys. You need the other things that are around there, and that's more essential than having Yusuf or Sway or whatever the case is. You need somebody that's going to move the ball, make the extra pass, make a hustle play, and do those little things at least for a few minutes, and then get back in those star guys.
Yeah, 100%.
So you give him 7.5?
Yeah.
Anybody go higher or lower?
Somebody gonna say something?
Al?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'll give Tone I'll give him an 8. He took a lot. You know, he took on. They made the trades.
Yeah.
They were winning. It's not like they made it there without really losing too many games. Give Tone an 8.
They lost to us.
Yeah, they did lose to us, but
And us.
yeah. I think they only had 2 losses before that,
In the
right?
regular season.
Okay, so they lost. That was
Yeah,
their
yeah,
third
that's
loss.
in the regular season.
Definitely Tone. I give Tone an 8. He took on a lot. You know, that's not wasn't easy. They still kept. To me personally, they should have ran the ball. It's hard to run an offense through 2 players. So now you're getting Sway out of the offense when Yusuf shooting, or I feel like the game should have been ran through Sway and then everybody else follows. Maybe they would have came out with a different outcome.
I'm gonna ride on CP's comment. I played with Tone for 2 seasons before I was granted the opportunity to do captain. You nailed it 100%. Is you gotta trust the role players, and I think Tone did tell me at the end of this season, like, man, he kind of apologized because I was one of those role players stuck on his bench where you weren't trusting me, and I'm seeing these things. I can bring you defense. I can do little things on the court that you're not seeing on the paper, on the stats. And I think that's what this team brought for the Mambas. Not to make it about us, I know we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But TP, you nailed it, right? 1 through 9, we trusted everybody to do a role. And I drafted like that, 4 roles, and everyone bought in. And I think that's the difference. I don't know if Tone got all his guys to buy in. If had Mo knowing that what his role was, maybe he'd be like, all right, cool, I'm confident coming in onto the court, you know? But overall, I mean, again, it's a... It was 2nd round. Yeah, I'll give Tone a 7 on the season.
Oh snap! Let me make sure we Gucci. Oh, I know how to hold a trophy now. Hold on. No, I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna give Tone an 8.5.
Yeah.
I feel like being able to make the trade for Yusuf, that's a risky move, and he did do well with it throughout the season. Again, it just bit him in the ass because, like y'all said, I never said it, but I once I paid attention to what the trade was, he does snake moves, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you get bit, you know what I mean? So it's like, because that whole process with the 2 trade and it came right back where the same players playing on the same team again, it's like, come on, what do we do all of this for, you know what I'm saying? So there was a lot in the season that we kind of just leaving out, you know what I mean? Where it's like, that did play a part, and he was the leading, you know what I'm saying, puppet master to a lot of that. So, but for what he did on the court, I give him 8.5. He definitely we outcoached him, but I mean.
But if you give him 8.5, then everyone that got further has got to be higher, right?
Who?
I'm just
that
saying.
got further. Well, they got to the. Oh, you talking about the coach? Well, I mean, they made it to the semifinal. They made it to the semifinal though. Like, I feel like anybody that makes it to the semifinal, you gotta get at least an 8. Like you played good, you know what I'm saying? Like
I just don't think La Familia matched well against the Makers either. Like honestly, I just think like La Familia is more of a spread out type of offense. They don't really have no big. Like Kyle fouled out 4 minutes left in the game. Pass not
it was under 2.
Under 2.
No, yeah.
Pass not a big. You have Tommy and you have Tommy and
Yeah, but the Makers don't have a big either.
I mean, I would count JPP.
JPP is definitely.
And I would count sometimes Fritz gets in his mid-range shots. Yeah, but
he's a rebounder.
But you'll never find Pat in the paint doing big things like that. Like I'm just saying,
he just takes horrible shots.
right? But when you have someone who's when you have Tommy who's that athletic that could get to the rim, and you don't have a paint defender, it's really hard to slow down that momentum, and then that switches up your whole defense. I feel like La Familia is a very spread offense, and I guess the Makers just played well against them. I like Tone because I guess it's as never being a captain, it's really hard to like pick and like. If someone's not unhappy or your team, like doing a trade and figure out like, because at the end of the day, like everyone pays to be in the league and wants to play and then wants to do all that. So in terms of like captain, I would agree with TP like 8.6, 8.5. They still got to the semis. They just fell short. It wasn't a blowout, right? It was a neck and neck game to the last 5 minutes. All on like a free throw miss, which shit happens. Everyone missed a free throw. I missed a free throw. Everyone in this room has missed a free throw. I just think at the end of the day, it's like.
I think I missed it.
Yeah,
You missed it.
I never seen Jerry miss one. But like that's what I'm saying. It's just like it was a close ass game, and it's a toss up. So I think he did pretty well.
Oh, these beers?
Yeah, have one.
Claude.
Batman and Brandon Steve. We haven't heard you guys talk.
What are those?
What do you got for his bat?
Those loggers.
Bat with the
How
shot.
would
Happy
you
to
rate?
be here.
How would you rate the La
Not one.
Familia's?
As a former
Season.
two-time La Familia game.
Yeah,
I give them
It's a
an
light
8.
beer.
Just
An
to
8?
be honest. I'm not gonna hate on them. Tone picked me up, so I'm not gonna hate on them. He did good. He handled the Yusuf situation really well. So.
Alright. So we got, I think we got like around. I think I'll give him a.
You're gonna hear it on there too.
I'll give him an 8 because that was a great picking up Yusuf. In my opinion, Yusuf, even though he has downs and ups, when you're playing with somebody that you're comfortable with already, you can. I've seen a lot of good games from him, so I'm not
That
gonna
was
lie.
that Sway connect you're saying with.
Yeah, with Sway and him, they played together before, and Yusuf was explosive. As soon as it got on the court, they won the first game. They kept winning.
Yeah.
They just fell short in the playoffs.
Do you feel like, hey, let me ask you this. We didn't get to play La Familia with Yusuf. What kind of game do you think that?
We would have busted their ass.
Yeah.
We was too good for it.
You're saying for the trade, you would, if you were the captain, you would have pulled that trade.
I would have pulled that trade.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Yusuf was on a team that he didn't even want to play for, but he was still winning with the Gorillas.
In
And then they
fairness,
traded him because they couldn't handle him or coach him. So now you got a player, a coach that can actually have control of their team with another good player. And plus, he's average. What do you average? Like 25, 30? You can't go wrong with that.
50
you gotta
shots? No, I'm just kidding.
You just have
No, it
to.
was something like that.
But if you coach better on defense, then there shouldn't be a problem. You got one person getting 30, you got another person getting 30. That's 60 automatically.
Exactly.
No, I mean, definitely. I understood the risk that Tone took going for Yusuf. He's a great player. I'll be real. I talked about it with some of the people on the team, saying, "What do you feel about trading for Yusuf, and who would it be?"
Oh, so who are you trying to trade for Yusuf? Let's hear the team.
No, we're not there yet. We talked about the next one. We talked about the next one. At the end of the day, I didn't trade anybody because it didn't make sense for us.
We trusted the process.
We did trust the
right,
process.
Right.
Everybody in this room has been talked about in trade talks.
We're
That's the real talk.
We're more than friends. We're family.
That's why we're drinking Corona.
That's right. All right, what you got there, or Mike?
Alright, next game. We got the Dogs.
This
Yeah.
motherfucking game.
This game was lit.
That was a great game.
That was a great ass game.
Talk to me about this game, Mike.
Bruh.
Talk to you
So
about
you don't
this.
get to hold
This
this.
game was so emotional.
Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Okay, yes, sir.
I'm about to say, he's been
Hey, man,
there 5-6 times already.
Hey, but back to back.
Are you kind of homesick though? Back to back losses though.
Yeah, back to back.
Nah, that's 3 in a row, right?
I still have a shirt.
Wait. I'm changing your
You
name.
still won.
I'm changing
Mike, are you changing the name to the dogs to the pups?
I'm doing a different animal.
They're retired. They're
If
retired.
you look here, all 3 of my names are different, so I realize that I can't repeat with the dogs. That's my issue.
They're
different.
Baby Blue Lions,
Oh, okay.
Wolfpack,
I thought your
dogs.
name. I'm like, it both says Mike Scout.
Wait,
So,
so we
change
gotta
my
change
name.
Mambas next season? What
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's been a different name every time.
You got a beer?
Yeah.
It's too tough.
It's a little warm, but
So,
Sorry.
so you asked what went wrong with our game?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, dollar.
Definitely not having Dala hurt us. Brunch is more important than championships, I guess.
That was different.
Thanks, Dollar. Hey, happy
I mean,
happy
I'm
hour.
Hey, you know what?
saying,
But Jackie Dollar
mimosas.
I'm saying like he had a wedding in Philly and he had to stay for the brunch afterwards. It is what it is. Everybody can do it.
Rumor has it he arrived in Orlando like an hour after our game.
Rumor has it doesn't matter because you guys beat us. But honestly, watching the whole thing back, we just didn't play good defense. I mean, the thing that I wanted to harp on, the thing that was important, let's not get Dre shots. Let's keep Shane out of it, and let's keep Alex limited as much as possible.
I don't think that worked.
I didn't either.
I mean, he had 8 points, so we'll take that. Shane had 8 points.
That's it. In that game. He saved it
Dre,
for the
you got
championship.
open. You got open looks. That's a failure. And Alex, if you didn't get bailed out by a lot of foul calls, I feel like I played pretty good defense on you. Just saying.
fuck
Just saying. Just saying.
Every single time I saw this man was on
he
your
was getting hacked all game.
Look at his
Well,
ankles.
hey,
They ain't got him.
what happened is that you didn't send Dallas to mess up Alex's face earlier enough.
No. What happened is when you were going towards Ryan, all the contact I gave you, they didn't call shit. Then when you went the other way, Pat was calling phantom calls, and you were saying it to me too.
Listen to this. When
It
he
evened
called
out.
the
It
last
evened
time
out.
he did the Karate Kid. Tell the dude like, yo, it's time to take him
him
out.
Not at all, but that's still. And I was in the ref chat. The fact of the matter is, that was a foul on Alex. It was a reach. It was a
Which
reach.
one?
The one where you got hit by Dallas, you're not squared. You reached in. He went to go over your head. It's a reach. If you watch the footage back,
I didn't reach that.
No, he didn't reach.
I didn't reach. I just slid over.
He slid in front of a moving offensive player when the ball's already gathered.
I had just took
That's a
a charge
defensive
on
foul.
Dom before that, so I was like, you know what? I just slid over too late, but I
Let me
think
throw my
It
face in
should
it.
have been a defensive
it was the
foul.
way
It
it was the
was
way
a
Dallas
gather.
came though.
Yeah, for sure.
Look at his face.
Him
bro.
going like this.
That's a
Steve.
foul, man.
Doesn't matter.
Look at look.
Season 2 championship, exact same
Look.
thing happened to check the credits. AJ did it to him as a defensive foul, and it should have been a defensive foul again. It doesn't make a difference on the outcome, but I'm standing on
It's
that.
just the way he threw the elbow. That's
All he did was do
that's
a
what-
step through.
Nah, I don't know.
In the league, he's thrown out for that.
He threw it.
So,
In the real league, you
That was
get
a
thrown out for
90
that.
degree
Same
throw.
hey, we'll talk about that in a
And
little
the
bit. We'll talk
eighth
about
row.
I watched it in fast motion. And it was a
You can watch it in slow motion. How you can watch it in 10 years from now? You fucking hooked him in the elbow. That was a part of McGregor shit.
Do you have the trophy in your hands, Kyle?
Alright, sorry. You gotta defend my boy over there. He just took one to the dome.
Now-
dude.
He looks even better than ever. He's
But he's down in the trenches and you're over here. That was a foul.
It
Come
wasn't.
on, man.
Honestly, though, man, that game was crazy. You guys had a lead, took back over. We had leads. Just back and forth battle, man.
That Dom shot looked good.
It did look good.
Man, I was
thought Dom
He
hit.
got to his spot.
Nah, me though.
better.
But
That was great defense.
Me and
Yeah.
Kyle just swarmed him. We let the other guy. We know Dom was not going to pass there.
Nah, fuck no. Fuck no.
I mean, he's the guy that should take the
Jay
shot.
Nola should have been in there to set the screen. That's what I'm saying.
Did Jay Nola pay you to say that right now?
No, he said. He said he's the screen of the league.
Dom got the shot he wanted.
Anybody stepped up for the dogs?
What you mean?
A straightaway
Anybody like
3?
play really well?
We have a
Like,
lot.
Man, I held Dallas down.
Oh, Santi played great.
Santi did cook.
He was probably the best player on y'all team at that game. Like he was making layups. I'm like, what?
Mike, you played good the last 2 minutes. I don't know. Against us, like it happened the first game we played. Mike out of nowhere.
Steals.
2 steals, 2 threes.
I always say, man, a lot
But-
of people don't show Mike love.
What's
I would
going-
show Mike love.
What's going on with
hustled.
the 10-1 half in that first half?
As soon as I started bitching,
And then
Was
it
that
goes-
game?
But
Or-
then it goes the opposite way, and it was Pat calling fouls and Ryan not. And then Ryan
Hey, shout
stealing
out
the
to
ball
Pat,
from me
man.
when I tried to drive
Shout out to
baseline.
Pat. That's my boy right there.
I mean, it's just.
I was giving him hell. I was giving him Pat.
We'll talk about
but it-
refing
but it
later.
wasn't
We already
10 to
spoke
1.
about it.
It was 10
It
to
was
1.
Referees gotta be-
second half was even Q.
Second half.
Hey,
Second half.
second half was
The call-
even.
But because you guys were fouling.
No, but it was even in the second
But,
half.
but the thing is this. The times that I was fouling you and you, I was
So you knew
fouling
you
you
should do it.
on for sure.
Bro, he was breaking my back. No,
He's
G
6'7".
shit,
I can't get off the ground. So when they're rebounding, yes, I'm gonna dig an elbow into their back.
Yeah, bro.
But like they're not calling it.
I rewatched my games. I'm up here and Mike's just did it, and I'm like,
sure.
I'm like, ow.
I'm trying to make you shorter.
Hey, Mike, hand the trophy to Shane. His first time talking today.
Oh
But
my god.
let's talk about it.
Don't run him
because
over again.
What had happened?
No, you flopped.
I want to
the
talk.
first one.
No.
No, he
Hey,
did not.
let's talk
I'm
about.
not that strong.
But Dallas almost cocking it.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
The Dallas Shane thing wouldn't have happened if the right calls were being made. What
But
was
Shane said it. He told y'all.
Yeah.
He made a point on that play.
Yeah, so the couple times I was just getting run through.
Yeah.
Like, so the second or third time, now I gotta try. I'm moving. Now I feel like I'm being dirty, which is weird. But I feel like they were being dirty.
Yeah.
And then they were getting mad. So now I'm going to the ref like, look, we're both being dirty now. Let's stop
Literally, that
this.
play was like,
Let's
I'm-
not do this anymore. Right? So then that's kind of when they cleaned it up. And then if you notice the last 3 or 4 minutes, everybody's running around the screens
True.
Yeah.
versus running through them.
Yeah. But,
Kind of my fault for being an idiot, right? But
no, I mean you're making a point.
I was trying to tell the ref, like, if this isn't a foul, watch what happens when I do it.
True.
There's going to be an issue. And then I do it and there's an issue.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's what I've been complaining about.
Yeah.
You know?
Bro, Dallas looked over you and like went like this. I'm like, dude, you just have a kid, bro. Where's the love? Fucking just.
Hey, and by the way, Shane could throw a mean karate kick, bro. I've seen it before. I'm just saying.
Alright, what was the game plan for you guys coming in?
The
coming
game
in?
plan?
Yeah.
Oh,
you
man.
about to go up against the dogs.
Win.
If you're if you're being realistic,
Back him up.
if you're being realistic, the dogs probably was the favorites.
Shit.
Yeah, I
a
mean,
lot of people probably was expecting the dogs
That's
to win.
crazy. You said you was gonna win the championship.
Bro, no,
If we
I can choose the
If we had
Mambas to
dollars.
Are you
win.
starting
but
y'all if you had
if you want to go off
On the
record
polls,
and how
yeah.
the season went, you know the dogs they got
I
the
did with
bye.
Jay Nola, and I would have started Dollar instead.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
What
Once
is-
we
what was
saw
the game
Jay
plan for
Nola,
you
it was
guys?
grits. Like I
Yeah.
think the whole team was just like.
Sir, take this over.
Say that again.
My fault. No,
Y'all about to TJ J Nola up.
You about to have 20 DMs.
J Nola in the gym right now. He in the gym right now. No.
I mean, if you go back to the draft, we was talking about Jay Nola. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there was a toxic Steed and Jay Nola.
And it was.
I said Steed.
I
didn't say Steed. I said you get Brandon Steed right now.
It wasn't necessarily the Steed thing for me. I thought it was more so Steed. I thought it was Jay Nola Batman. But at the time, different times. But they was like Mike wanted Jay He did. He
told us.
So,
Can you say that again for Jay Nola? Can you say that again?
So they said in the draft, they said Mike wanted Jay Nola. So Mike got Jay Nola. So we ended up getting Batman. No disrespect, none of the players.
No. We got Steve. We got Steve, and then we ended up getting Batman. I'm sorry, Batman.
No, it was Prince first, and then Batman.
But either way, we got him, right?
Yeah.
Fast forward,
huge.
We in the semifinals, and we was trying to figure out who y'all was gonna start for Dollar. And I remember once they got the starting lineup situated, and I think they said Jay Nola. I think everybody looked at each other and was like, "Yo," and Pat was like, "Nah, y'all chill out. Like, don't get ahead of yourself. Like, we still got a game to play." But I think the team knew.
We knew that you wanted Santi off the bench for some scoring.
We knew that y'all didn't have enough firepower is what I felt. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the thing I said in the game we played the last time was we was up 10 that game. And we just lost it in the final stretch because of some hiccups. You know what I'm saying? My man right here, but all love. But we had some hiccups. But like I told Dom, because I had a conversation with him, I was like, bro, we going to beat y'all for real this time. And I was like, we going to do it because we got a better bench than y'all. I was like, our bench can kill y'all bench. Like, what y'all got on y'all bench is okay, but we got fire coming off of our bench.
We had Santi on the bench.
But that's only because
we expect him to start though.
But that's one guy.
He should have started if Dalla was there because Dalla would have been that other piece.
That's one guy. You still got this guy. You still got who else we had? We got this guy. You still got me. You still got that guy. This guy. We had people on the bench that literally I felt like our bench was stronger than a lot of people's bench. And I said it a few times in the huddle. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's where we knew it was just dominant. Once you started a guy that technically should come off the bench, that lets me know as a coach, like, yeah, you ain't got enough firepower. Like, something is missing, and now you just got to make use of what you got. But as long as that person kills that person, yeah, they sub out. Yeah, Santi's going to come in and do what Santi needs to do, but he should have been a starter to do it in the first place. So, you know, you just kind of get stuck with that.
Well, let's go back to draft night. Him going that far down was crazy.
We knew that.
I'm like, bro,
but we know why, though. We know why, though. We talked about it. We talked about it.
We
talked about it.
Draft night. TB, Kyle were there. Who else was there with me? Alex was there. Like, on draft night, I'm already talking to my team saying, this is my vision. How do you feel about these people? And I feel like I have a great, humble group here. Even Prince was like, man, I think you took me too high. No, I said, I believe in what you do. Batman. Everybody was like, I'm gonna buy into what you were saying. Kyle bought in that night. There was a little mishap during the season. But I had a role for you. He's like, you're the tallest guy in this draft, man. I need you to do these things. I swear, man, it's gonna work out.
We gotta go back to back you and Cass. I don't know if you're taller than Cass.
Cass is taller.
Well,
at the time, I didn't even know who Cass was.
Yeah, I didn't even know who Cass was. Cass walked in the first game, I was like,
Batman was like, hey, man, I think you missed out on Cass. He's like, I played with him on flight. But, that draft night was a big night, and Steve was already in the conversation with me the season before. I feel like every season that Steve had been in, kind of like me, not utilizing him to his full potential. And the first thing I said to him when Alex went down, I said, you ready? And he just looked at me, I'm ready for this, man. You know?
What I said to you on the bench.
Yeah.
I told Steve, I'm not going to be able to go. It's time to go. He's like, I got you.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about the championship, but I mean, and we can talk about that game winner over Mike. Here you go, Mike.
I think we was all sitting next to each other in the draft, too.
Hey, everybody knew Steve was taking that, right?
Yes, I did.
He didn't want to take my screen.
Nobody
He didn't want
was
to take my
happy as
screen.
Kyle. Let's get out on the books. Nobody was happy as Kyle.
Oh, that picture?
That was fire.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, we just had a game winner.
We was on the same
Overtime
team
to the
last year.
championship. All the crowd's like, oh, we want to go dogs. Some fucking bullshit. Some league ass bullshit right there. Everyone didn't give a shit. I'm coming here like,
Everybody.
and I'm just like, where is everyone, dude? I'm like, dude, fuck
They didn't
that,
want us to
dude.
win.
They didn't want us to win.
all
That was
good.
crazy.
No one
Talk your
wants
stuff.
to
Talk your
stop.
stuff.
Walking into it, I thought in that moment,
it was just straight confidence, pure
Yeah,
just
yeah.
confidence. It was like, oh, you don't got Dom guarding me? All right, bet.
So you said
No,
I got
taking
Mike on me? Is that what you said in your head?
I said no Dom on me, and then Dom was in the paint already. So he could have had a 4-second count, but they didn't call it. It wasn't even watching.
Touche.
So I was walking him down, and then I'm like, if I get mid range, it's over. He let me get a step into the 3-point line. It's going up. It went up.
It was
cat.
literally a step.
But soon as I had my step in front of the 3-point line, I just knew it was going in. It just.
No, it was a tough shot, and it was good defense, honestly. You knew he was taking it.
My way of thinking is he can't jump higher than me, and on my
He's
shots
gotta
I jump high, so you got to jump pretty high.
You know what happened. Touched right here, right now. So if I was a little bit more athletic,
Yeah.
I would have at least touched the ball. But yes, no, I can't jump.
That's why I was like, if Dom was gunning, he's the only person that could probably block my shot on the court
Yeah.
on a jump shot.
I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, go ahead.
He put up like 50 to 100 shots on the other side.
He did.
Before the game started.
Yeah, we sweat his ass off. I'm like, yo, I might not touch the ball.
Yeah, he had me and Bruce doing it. We're like, nah, we're chilling. We're good, man.
He called me over. He's like, "Get up, shot." I was like, "Bro, you sweating like that?"
I'm like, bro, I'm
You gotta be ready.
You gotta be
brother. You tweaking out.
But
Wait,
to answer
shot.
your first question, man, was what was the game plan coming in?
Yeah.
We knew who we wanted to guard who, and we prioritized defense.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah,
offense is
Dom.
always going to come.
Who'd you put on Dom?
Shane. Shane did a good job the first game,
He did a great job the second
and he
game.
did a great job the second
Dom
game.
got dog walked by. I'm not gonna lie.
Who's
whole game he
who's
got
the oldest in
Dom
the league?
What?
Uh-oh.
Who's the oldest? How was it guarding Dom?
Dom's tough.
Yeah.
Dom runs with us. So we were trying to figure out when you guys beat us the first time, we just couldn't figure out the trap. Right? You got to throw it to the open guy and see what happens, and then you guys didn't do it. So I'm thinking last 3 or 4 minutes of the game, you guys were going to go back to it.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued to hear why you guys. We couldn't figure it out. Like, why didn't you go back to it?
Or did you think about it?
Or did you think? Oh, that's a better question, right?
Yeah.
No,
Shit,
I-
Shane.
honestly-
Shit, Shane.
My whole mindset, the whole game, and that's why I apologize to my guys, was Alex. That's literally all I cared about the whole entire. I had games beforehand, and I had the game plan brought into it, but my head was. My head was in his chest the whole time.
94 feet of me. I'm like, oh my
That's how
God.
you got to guard him, bro.
Like first game we played against y'all, Shane literally fucking went nuclear. Like
Oh, yeah, you
absolutely.
brought us back to that game.
Yeah, I understand that, and that's why Nick said I want Shane.
And Nick did
And
an alright job.
And he did a pretty good job.
Dalla was going to guard Alex, and once
Wait,
Dalla
what was it
stepped
with
down, I said, all right, I got Alex, and that was my assignment.
Yeah.
And the rest of it, I put faith in Berg on the bench to help me with rotations, but in all fairness to him, I had questioned him weeks before. We kind of had a disconnect, so the rotations were piss poor on my behalf. A lot of it came down to coaching that was bad on my job. But I was so concerned with you and making sure that I played the best defense I could on you, and that's why there was no switch up in game plan. I was fucking exhausted. Played the whole time.
I told you I was gonna run you.
Overtime.
But
I
you
told you I was
definitely-
gonna run you too.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
definitely did.
Hey,
I was
yo.
exhausted.
But you counted him out too. And
I was looking. They're calling timeout. I'm sitting on the bench. I'm like, bring the timeout over here.
But that's what I expected of myself. I'm personally used to having a guy that helps me with rotations on the bench, and that's where I faltered this season, and it showed in multiple games.
Alright, so wait a minute. So you let Nick say that he was gonna guard Shane that game?
But Shane only had 8 that game.
Yeah. Nick's a good defensive player.
But he made another big one.
I'll give him that.
He's a former DPOY.
Yeah, I'll give him that. Nick's a
Yeah,
very
Nick's
good
a
defensive
This
player.
says 9.
He didn't
but
give you anything
regardless.
offensively though. That's where you got.
No, he had 2 points off.
First game
The
he did.
first game, I think he had like
He hit 3 threes.
15.
Because I went to Shane, I was like, leave him open.
Yeah.
And he hit some. I was like, God damn it. Shout out
Well,
to Nick.
in
I'm
all
sorry,
fairness to Nick, during warm-ups, everybody on my team's an asshole trying to dunk, and he got his pinky stuck in the net, and his wrist was 2 sizes the size. Two sizes.
Well, also
too
because
Thank you for that.
he had dirty ass shoes too.
big. Doesn't matter.
No, his shoes were dirty. As a sneaker as himself, walking on that court with dirty ass shoes.
Did he eat his bread before the game?
Yeah,
Make sure he ate his bread.
that is a red flag, man. Like, he had some dirty ass shoes. He had some.
He's a reseller, man.
Yeah.
He doesn't have it on.
Shout out to Nick.
Shout out to
Shout out to Nick.
So the dogs for the dogs.
Yeah.
Last season made it to the championship. This season fell 1 game short. How do you rate them? Personally, for me, I would give them an 8. You know. What would you?
offense,
Looks
it
like
can't be anything lower.
lower
than
than-
that.
looks like a lot of you guys disagree.
8.5.
It can't be anything over.
That's what I'm saying.
I get nine.
We get an 8.
It has to be higher than La
But this
Familia.
might be your last podcast, bro. I swear to God, this man's
What did you guys finish record wise?
You think?
Why would we get an 8?
5-2, and then we
I
lost to you.
will give
so
an 8
5-3.
because if we're gonna give La Familia 8.5, and then you also add on to like
Well,
the
so-
fact that he had to take on Yusuf, and we all agree.
Well,
We
that
had no
Dogs
trades.
beat us. We beat La Familia, so it has to be higher.
We had no
And
trades.
we beat La Familia.
And
We had no
Yeah,
trades.
No, I'm talking about the dogs.
Oh, I thought it was
No, you
Dogs
got.
haven't any trades this season either, right?
No, I'm saying the dogs.
We
Okay.
had the 2-week pickup.
Oh, you guys picked up.
Oh, yeah,
Santi.
yeah. But still,
Ooh.
That was the,
So,
that
if
was
you guys don't
like,
get Santi-
that was like your
they got
best,
Santi. That was a nice.
That was your best option for reserves. I'm not saying that he's ass or anything like
So
that.
you guys will go higher than 8.
No, there's other. There was other variables.
But like that was your best choice.
I mean, if you're looking at last pick of the second round, I feel like that was like a pretty fair.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a fair spot.
The
for
captains
Santi.
talked about that was fair for everybody.
he's low key like Aaron anyways because he's gonna give you that the same amount of points that with Aaron.
He's gonna score. He's gonna do his thing.
But
Aaron
Aaron's more
AJ.
like, trying to like he only sees the cup type thing.
Yeah,
He's not really
they're
trying to
different
pass it.
players, but they both are very good players.
Not for sure.
For sure.
Santi's efficient
But
in his shooting.
I give y'all 8 too. 'Cause y'all record, you know what I'm saying? Y'all record was good. You were solid throughout the whole season.
Number one.
No, you beat us.
That's what I'm saying.
Fortunately, we got our leg back though, you know.
At the right time.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you definitely know how to draft, and you definitely.
Now definitely got to give you credit for picking up Santi and then also getting Dalla in the 8th round. That's
That Dallas round was crazy.
Nobody knew him.
He got Dallas.
I know,
Obviously, he's gonna fall.
But
He didn't show up. So he didn't show up though.
Oh, this is Dallas.
He didn't come to the trial. He didn't come to the trial.
Everybody knew him then.
I give Mike
Including
a
him.
9.2.
To be honest,
9.2,
I was
9.3 is a
gonna-
very
that's
fair.
good.
That's a
9.2,
very fair
9.3.
rating. If you're gonna give La Familia 8.5, you gotta give Mike a 9.2, 9.3. Because
Why?
honestly, if Mike was on the other side, like I think that like our game, I felt was like the championship game. Like it was actually like a hard fought game, and I think that's. I mean, if they have Dalla, it's a different game.
Yeah.
It's a whole different mindset for us, especially. I think not having Dalla was a huge thing, but regardless, I think, and you take away this game, talk about the whole season and his team with Dalla and everyone else, blah blah blah. You can't go below a 9. I think that's kind of crazy.
And while Kyle's talking, bro, I gotta give you love, man. I texted you before this morning?
Mm-hmm.
You killed it, man. You're the X factor of our game. You had 5 blocks at
He was
least.
going crazy.
I mean,
Yeah, dude, that
you
was-
hit all your shots.
Like
You were
that, man.
hustling.
I was playing some bullshit
You
the week
rebounding?
before. I felt I let my team down, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna come in, zone in, focus. And
You
just
did, man. You
take
came in
it.
sober. You know,
Yeah.
you were out with Pat Klein or
People
whatever.
thought I was drunk because I was wearing the shades. I'm like, nah, that was me focused. I was like playing like Make It Rain by Lil Wayne in my
You
head.
did everything that I imagined that you would do
I'm gonna come back
for our
to
role.
this was your first game back after, like.
We didn't know
the
Kyle's coming
situation.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole situation, right? So how was that like?
Oh, we
That
welcomed
was
him.
good. We had a good call. I was with Pat and Alex, and I just told them straight up what happened with me. And regardless, I wasn't even gonna make that game beginning of the week. Like I couldn't
Yeah,
make it.
yeah,
so.
correct.
So like regardless, like but what I said before, shit just happened and I wasn't gonna make it. So I had to apologize on that and had to stand on business and be like, yo, I was tweaking. So
And Mike was helped with that too. I think you guys had a conversation.
yeah, we had a conversation. I was just my headspace wasn't good in the last 2 weeks, and it's just mental at that point. And then sometimes you just gotta swallow the pill that you dish out and just be like, hey, like I fucked up.
Yeah,
And I think
and
that's
he came in, he apologized to the team. We welcomed him back in open arms.
The
Everybody.
big reason why
Won
we
a
won.
championship.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Literally.
So, you played great. in those
Except for
did.
me and Prince, who agree 8 for the dogs. We got Kyle, who thinks 9.2. Anybody thinks lower or higher?
Nah, I got it.
On
I
this
think
side?
9.
Yeah,
He
9.
drafted really well.
Yeah.
You had
That's Mike's
Dalla,
favorite thing to
Santi, Dom, you,
I love me a draft.
Jay
Oh, yeah,
Jay
yeah.
Nolan, Shannon. See, I really y'all had a good team overall.
I mean,
I'm gonna hand it to him, bro. I promise.
yeah.
Yeah, I think y'all had a good team. I think you drafted well.
Thank you.
I just feel like you lacked on just your lineups. Your lineups could have been better.
The rotations.
Yeah.
I would give myself an 8. I agree with y'all because of the rotations. I feel like I let my bench down because I didn't give them those minutes. Obviously, everybody saw Jay Nola's eulogy And it's just,
I got like 3 different paragraphs.
you have no idea how many times I apologize, and I still
TP
just
got
have so
12
many
different
messages.
paragraphs in this shit.
And then every group chat I was in, I had more. I mean, I definitely shit the bed. I was too focused on playing. I didn't realize the necessity of having somebody on the bench to help me rotate. It's essential to win.
Yeah.
So I fucked up. That's how I give myself an 8 because of that. When I played 40 minutes and him and Andre played 4, that's just not acceptable.
I mean, that's what you felt that was needed to win, and you were giving Alex a hard time.
Yeah, but if you watch the game back, I could have made other rotations. I would not have taken myself out, but I could have made another rotation. Just being honest, I would not have taken myself out. I feel like the way that I played, I should have stayed in all 40 minutes, and I did. But I should have made other rotations. Jay Nola could have helped us in spurts. Jan could have helped us in spurts.
You're a lot like me. Like, we pride ourselves on defense. Even like our game tonight, you saw like, hey, I'm gonna take it on myself, and I made big plays. And you're capable of doing that too.
100%.
So
It's going to be hard to make rotations while you're on the court.
it's tough. It's tough.
100%, and that's why I need a niche. I need a.
But a good captain puts it on
something like that.
themselves and says, "Look, I'm gonna make these plays for my team and
Or you just sacrifice
make or break."
minutes, like I do.
Or you sacrifice.
Well, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, exactly.
When we win, and I did this on my chat because they would give me a hard time about minutes, but it's like when we win, you guys don't complain. When we lose,
It's your fault,
You
man.
can hold it.
when we lose, that's when I have too many minutes. So it's like you got to figure out what's best, and I'm making my best judgment call while on the court. But this is not about me. This is about you guys. So let's move on to the next.
Thank you for the
Wait,
thank you for the
do you think
the
there's
tough
gonna be
game.
an assistant coach in the near future of the Celebration League?
I would love a head coach. So I don't have to fucking coach this shit. I can just goddamn play.
Our assistant coach would be kind of fly.
Yeah, something.
Like
Something.
assistant coach that
Well,
wants to be a captain
hey,
for like you.
Then draft yourself an assistant
Well, that-
coach like I did.
Well, that's what I normally do. I typically draft guys that have expressed interest in being a captain so that I can be a mentor. I had 3 of them on my team that said that, and then when it came to the actual execution,
were the 3?
it didn't.
Trey Stern.
Well, one of them was one that I personally picked, Dallas, because when he came to the podcast and he showed how much he knew about the league, how much he studied, I was like, this is a guy that I could see as a captain. He expressed to me after I drafted him, he's not interested in being a captain, so that took him out. Nick, who was more focused on minutes than he was in coaching, which is fair, and then Andre Berg, him and I, we needed to have more conversations about what I expected and whatnot, and we had our issues because of that throughout the season. And that's on me at the end of the day. It's not on him at all. If 2 people aren't seeing the game the same way, it's on the person who's in charge to have that conversation and teach them what I'm thinking, so that I'm not getting angry and there's not that disconnect.
And a good captain takes accountability like you are now, so that's love to your team right there.
I like my guys. It was a fun team, but coming up short is not fun.
I feel you. I'm sorry.
All right, dogs 8. Everybody agrees except.
I'm gonna give him an 8.5. I mean,
all right,
solid season overall, man. You were right there. You're 1 shot away. Dom hits that shot, you're in the championship. See what happens there. That was a great shot
pass,
by Dom.
rebound.
You're lucky I didn't.
All right, let's move on to the championship game.
Championship
game. We have the Mambas and the Makos, and you know who survived.
Yes, Lord.
Barely.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
Shout out Shane.
Shane was the
Come
game
on,
winner.
bro.
Yeah,
Let's hear.
Where we at, blood?
Let's hear
Talk
from
to
the
me,
guy.
blood.
From the
You
guy.
want to hear from Shane?
One final MVP.
Talk to
He
me, blood.
drew up that.
Yeah,
You
Mr.
gotta start second. I gotta be
Oh,
second.
you want to be second? Okay.
All I would say is
Alright, let's go.
Shane called that play. He said,
did.
line up on this side. I got you guys, 100%.
For
And I've seen him do this before,
for
by the
this-
way.
for this
We
game.
did this in my Maitland league with him. Same play. But go ahead.
Wait, I got a
For-
question.
for this
Yeah,
game.
2 seconds up on the clock. Like, what's your thought process when a guy's about to inbound you? Like, what do you know? What already move that you're gonna make? Like, are you gonna start off your bat? Are you gonna try to square him up, do pump fake, and then get a foul? Like, what's your go-to? Because it feels like it was the most adrenaline. Like, I'm just curious because like 2 seconds left, like, and he bit. So I'm like wondering, like, did
And
you
then
know
they
that?
just hounded me. How is that a foul?
Tommy says blasphemy. He made the shot regardless. He made the shot regardless.
Come on, blood. Talk to me,
He
blood.
made the shot. Then they forced me to review it, and it was still a foul, and they all agreed it's still a
By
foul.
the way, if there's no foul, then the time runs out. It's over. So
So stupid.
Regardless, the game was over.
Yeah.
I'll probably help them to get a shot
It
off
helped
the other
them,
end.
So you hit a game winner? Sure.
To answer his question, it's all about reads, right?
Right.
Like we go through and we just kind of train, and you're gonna see, okay, if I can feel his form on the back, as soon as I catch it, it's an automatic spin baseline, right? So when we set the screen, he disconnects. So now I'm just catching and turning to shoot it. Like I know he's not close enough to even contest it. Right. So I'm normally reading where the defender is. Right. So in that scenario, I mean, that defender's got to be the other side.
Yeah.
Right. And the guy out of bounds has got to take the cutaway. But they're worried about Alex. They're worried about Drake. They're worried about those cuts. So if you really want to get open, you're setting a screen. So when you look at the film, I set a screen. They go that way and they just leave me open.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Like you see Shane like just sneak by when that guy goes this way. He's just like, okay, thank you.
It comes down to trying to do just your part. In that scenario, two defenders see I'm going to get a steal and win the game. Versus I'm supposed to guard him and he's supposed to guard him and let's do our job. So that's kind of where
that's the IQ.
We,
that's
we got exactly what we wanted.
Yep.
That's exactly what he kept to call. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the ball. I'm gonna either get fouled or I'm gonna make the fucking shot.
Yeah.
And well, you know what?
You got both.
Literally.
All right.
Go Mambas, Tommy. I see you.
I heard for this game, you missed the first half.
Yeah.
A lot of people could say you're the most important person on this team. You know,
Most valuable person in the league.
In the league.
Cheers to that, Victor Alex.
You're a big.
You know, Eric, what do you think when we lost MVP? What do you think was going to happen? Yeah.
If somebody told me you weren't gonna play without him for the first half,
You heard
I would
the
say you lose by
conversation
20.
at the beginning of the game.
20 is crazy.
Up,
Guys,
Come on, blood.
up that one, like 15 in the first quarter.
God damn.
Too soon to say blood. He just had blood all over his face.
Switch up is crazy.
What's
Crazy.
crazy.
Because he said we're gonna win the ship.
I picked you guys.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you did ask him. He got hurt. He still
But that was karma.
So you
Bro,
thought
come on.
You went for
I
27,
gotta be
baby.
real. You're telling me
It's a switch
without him going up against the Mako
But did
full
you
squad.
know I was reffing and I was going to
No,
cheat?
I did not know that. Now I knew you
You heard it here first.
coming from Drake.
Fucking idiot.
Finals MVP. You hear that?
As long
He's
as
not
you
going to be
know
there
it.
first half. You felt like you had to step up.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's why I get picked in the third. He gets picked in the second. We got to step up when our first rounder ain't there. That's about it.
Well, and then you came to me, and he came to Alex. Like, Alex, man, I'm gonna step up. Take whatever time you need. If you can't play, you can't play. He was already in that mindset.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't even know I was coming back.
I was trying to go for
We
free.
didn't.
I just showed up on the bench randomly.
Alex told me, and I don't know if he was concussed or what.
Yo,
And he goes, "Yeah, no, I'm playing." And he tells me in the hallway. I do the starting lineup. They call Alex. I'm like, "Alex, you playing?" He's like, "No, I can't do it right now." I'm like, "All right, Steve, you ready?"
Yeah, I
He's
was like,
like, "I got
hell
you."
yeah, I'm good.
Alex Sanchez!
Just come out bloody. I'm like, yeah.
Nah, honestly, I thought you were concussed or something, man.
Checks in second half, hits a crazy ass three.
That three was important.
Yeah.
Because y'all went, no,
I was
y'all.
like,
Megas
oh,
went up 4 at that
shit.
point.
He's
Yeah.
really the MVP.
Mhm.
He's wilding out.
And,
Nah.
and our MVP only had 3 points in that
So
championship.
who started for Alex?
Steve.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it real. You got like respects to Dre, but you gotta give a true side MVP to Kyle because respectfully he shut Fritz down.
Yeah, he said, I got Fritz.
No, he shut him down. Like when the switch came in the second half, or like the
Pull the stats,
or
please
something
pull
like
the
that. Like
Fritz led their team in scoring with points.
I'm just saying. I didn't wait the first
But
time.
he had 25.
he shut him down. Let's keep it 100. Fritz was very quiet. That's why Fritz walked away from that game. Like he may have scored whatever he scored, but it didn't. In the first half, Kyle was guarding him. I promise you, it
No,
was
second
not
half,
like
I didn't
that.
play the first 10
He
minutes.
didn't. Yeah, he didn't.
27?
23.
23.
No, yeah. The first half, I was guarding Fritz for like 7 minutes. I was gassed. They took me out.
Yeah,
and
no.
the last 4 minutes of the first half, I played. I guarded.
Because Fritz is a high volume scorer. Like you let him go off in that first half, they gain momentum.
Yeah.
Like Makos is a momentum team. You know what I'm saying? Like Tommy feeds on people's momentum. Then the fast breaks start coming. JPP starts getting a drive in and start. You know what I mean? And Trey hits you for some crazy ass shit. But he shut down that momentum. Fritz couldn't get shit. Like Fritz got to the point where he started deflecting. I remember when I got in and I started guarding Fritz. Like all Fritz did was just pass the ball. Cause I mean, like again, he was guarding the first time. Every shot was right here in his face. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't that I was a better player than Fritz.
he
It's
just
not that
he
Fritz is a
slowed
better
him down
player
if
and
you
more
want to call it
athletically.
that.
I could just match his length.
Let's say he slowed him down.
Yeah, I could just match his length.
He slowed him down. So I did like that. I thought that transitioned the first half because without Alex, you had to figure out what was going to happen. And respectfully, Fritz can go crazy on damn near anybody he's guarding just with the way he plays, his style of gameplay. So I thought that was a great matchup in the first half.
Who was guarding Nacho?
Steve.
How was the game? Yeah, how was the game?
He held Nacho to 8 points.
And guess what?
Nacho had 8 points.
Former
8
MVP.
points.
You held Nacho to 8 points.
Chill.
You?
I guarded him.
No, that's me.
Yeah, I was guarding him the whole game.
But I gotta say something.
I played more. I probably played the most minutes in the championship game.
I'm proud of Steve because
Brandon
the first
Steve.
game,
Go ahead.
Nacho did cook
Fucking
Steve.
him up.
They was blaming me. Let me correct you.
Brandon Steve.
I watched the game twice. Every time I guarded him in the first game, it was a screen,
Nah, he was going
and then
down.
he shot a 3,
count.
and they
He
went
was
in.
going dumb.
It don't matter.
But guess what? The championship, you took it personal.
So now he had 8.
And what do I say? What do I say on defense?
They told you
I
you're
said take
guarding
it
Nacho.
personal.
What was my?
They told you you're guarding Nacho.
We trust
You
him.
got
Yeah.
a mark.
I said hell yeah.
Yeah.
I want to guard him because I'm used to guarding.
Hey, honestly, I think at the end of the day, that game we all played good defensively. It wasn't just one person. Prince also had like 3 or 4 steals at
You
the
had
end of the game.
2 blocks.
I had 2 blocks. I think everyone just collectively that was a teamwork win right there. I wouldn't count that out as anyone else. Like Jay obviously hit his clutch ass shots and he was the MVP of that round. But defensively, like we all locked the fuck in. Like it was a real. I watched that game back and like,
Yeah,
dude, we locked the fuck in. Like Prince getting like 2 steals in the last 2 minutes of the game. That's fucking huge.
Yeah.
Because we were down by like 4. And we needed those steals. Like, and so did
I was tired.
so did Shane.
Shane got
Shane
a
had
big
that.
steal.
Remember that the pass and go. They thought I traveled. I made it. We go back. You steal again. And then
I think
you
Trey hit the 3.
Yeah, we hit the
Yeah.
3, and we're back at tie. Like it's just like the momentum that we like just kept going. Whether we were down like 12 in the first half too.
Yeah.
I think
I went to go take a piss, and we come back. I'm like, oh shit, we tied.
On that note,
boy, memory
we were
on.
down 12 in the first.
was
half.
it 12?
Was it 12?
No, it was like it was 8. It was like
8.
Was there
But they
anyone-
went away run. We started the game high.
Was there like any point in the game, second half, first half, where you guys are down like at a point and you're like, fuck, we may lose this game to
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. When Nacho hit that turnaround 3, I was like, oh shit, we're in for a long game.
That's a real
Let me see
answer.
that.
That's a real answer.
I was like, yo, he's about to bug out.
This is what I gotta say, and why I drafted
believe
guys
this.
that I'm, half this team I played with, or more than half. But my guy Shane, we've been in every freaking battle that you can ever think of, every scenario, and in the huddles, it's always us saying we're good, we're fine. Even when JPP hits that 4-pointer, we're good. We still have an opportunity to win this game, and I think that's that composure that you need to get through these battles. I mean, again, we literally said this could happen. A 4-point play is going to happen. They had 3-4 opportunities. That's on us. We didn't get a offensive rebound. Dude, it's a miracle shot.
Shout
What
out to
a
him again.
fucking way to do it.
Nah, I'm not
Crazy.
gonna
First
lie.
season of a 4-point zone, and he
This
hits
is why
it
the-
in the
you
championship.
This is the
That was a
hated on
great
it.
shot,
It's a
JPP.
fucking great
Nah,
idea.
4 points is
That's a
legit.
great
that
shot.
was his 6 for 6 shot.
He didn't
He was
miss.
Shout out JPP.
Oh, he
was
missed. Yeah.
He didn't miss.
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
he was going crazy.
JPP's on the draft
I'm not
radar.
gonna lie, brother.
Did
Your
he have the highest
stock,
field goal
your
percentage
draft
this season?
stock has risen, brother.
I don't
think
know
so.
about through the end of the season, but he's definitely up there
Yeah,
for highest
maybe.
field goal percentage.
Yeah, JPP is a really good player. When you said there's no big, like JPP
Nah,
plays
he
big.
I watched the
I don't
game
think-
back on
I
YouTube.
wouldn't consider him
I didn't even
big,
see him
though.
going to his family, hugging his family.
That was fire.
I said, hold on, I didn't even see that. I thought he won the game.
It wasn't one. He did a whole bear hug. He's like,
Kissing his family. I'm like,
Hey, Mama saw it all, man. We saw you hit that miracle shot.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God your foot was out. I don't know what that would have meant for
I
our
was
season.
praying JPP's foot was on. I was telling
Me
my
too,
that,
me
that
too.
didn't count. His foot was definitely in there, and it was definitely
But
counted.
again, I got to shout out.
He was right in the middle.
Yeah.
Literally
Hey.
right in the middle.
I
You
got to
can
shout.
see the clip. He looks down.
Nah, you
and
played.
he-
You played it good on the game. I was like, damn, you
No,
did
no,
that
I,
great.
honestly, I went over that's a 3-pointer, but I knew actually. I knew that one. The other one I knew that yours was not a 4-pointer.
I knew both.
Okay.
Yeah.
We reviewed him anyway.
Yeah, Mike was calling that shit.
But
from
man,
when I shot
again,
it.
I gotta shout out Shane because his composure is like, and keeping the team calm is like, it's okay, man. We've been here. We're gonna win it. So good shit coming back in the huddle, backing me up, and TP all season. Assistant coach, man, and owning that role, man. It's big, and I think that's my hint to all the captains. Get some people with some IQ on your team, man.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the Mako season. Let's talk about the Makos. Wow. So we said dogs, eggs. Wait, we'll get to you guys.
No, I'm fucking with you, bro.
I mean, the Bombers get a 10.
Listen.
You can't get
I was going to give them a 9.2.
Listen.
No,
I think they get a 6. I think in all fairness,
Mako's had a
they
great
get a 6.
season.
No, Mako's had a great season.
1 out of 10.
5.
Are we doing captain or the team? What you doing?
The team.
They gotta get a 9.
9.
Yeah, get some one. Get as much as you
They made it to the championship back to back.
Again,
Nah, they had a great team.
Yeah.
Like talent-wise, I was looking at their roster like, how did Luke get all these players? Like Tommy, Nacho, Fritz.
They had a good
JPP.
draft order.
You know
And
what
they gel
happened
together.
Yeah.
is because Pat picked up 2 new guys, so that gave more cap space
Correct.
for him.
Well,
to
yeah,
get somebody else
because you would
that's
think I'm
good.
getting Tommy.
You
You
know
think
what
I'm,
saying?
yep.
It's because you kind of messed up the draft.
I was trying to get Tommy with Alex and Shane. You guys saw me there.
Yeah, but you know if you left Shane, I was taking Shane.
I know that.
So if we say
No, you would have probably took Shane and then took Tom.
No.
think
I
you
had the
want
pick
Tom.
right before him, so I knew if Shane drops, and he did because no one knew him. He was gonna, because Dom Douglas is saying you better get Shane.
But he didn't need to. I've been to Shane's
I
house.
know.
I would definitely pick Shane. I know Shane's good.
And if either of us didn't get Shane, we're getting Ryan.
Salaji,
Salaji. And then if we both lost out on that, we were kind of like, oh shit, maybe I'm picking Dre at that point for 2. You know.
do we
And we would have
agree?
lost.
Do we agree? 9 for the Makos,
sure.
higher or lower?
I say
I'm
no,
saying 9. You
say
can't go
9.
lower than a 9.
Yeah.
Can't go
See,
lower
You
than
can't
9.
go lower than a 9, but I don't
That's
really
a
want to
tough
go
team.
higher with
Yeah.
all the inner turmoil
Yeah, they argued
that
too
ended
much.
up.
Bro, they
Like,
fought
how
during
much-
the
yeah, how much of the
beginning.
drama?
That's
The
what.
bros were fighting.
How much of the
games.
drama they had in the season?
That's what makes it better.
No, but that's
they
what
gel together.
that's what I said 30 minutes ago was the fact that all of that came back to haunt them. And I knew it would, and I said it weeks ago on a podcast that if they don't fix that, it's not going to be good. And you heard Nacho screaming at Luke, "I'm not coming out the game." That's it. And Luke's like, "You're gonna respect me." But all of that turmoil boiled over into that game, and you clearly saw that there was still some sort of tension. And in order to be successful in anything in life, everybody's got to be bought in together. And it was clear that you guys were more bought in as a unit than they were. And that's why you guys won in that tough moment. You guys deserved it because of it.
Look at JPB's comment right now. I was hyped because I got benched in the clutch.
Yeah.
He was 6 for 6 or 5 for 5 at that point.
Yeah.
But shout out to Makos because Luke drafted well and they had that bench. We talked about that bench and I think they were deep.
Tommy made a good point. They did beat every team.
So
No,
It
this,
doesn't
they
matter
had
if you
a,
beat every team if you lose in the finals, though.
they had a great season.
Okay.
Their-
Does that one
their
loss?
that's like Tom Brady. Not a perfect season.
But you got to look at the fact of the matter that if you're not winning when it counts, and you have these issues boiling over, and they catch up to you, you can't have that good of a season. So they should have had a therapy moment, which sucks. But like, it's essential to talk through your. This is a hint for people in life. Talk through your issues.
Life
I knew
lessons.
that.
Yeah, this is life lessons. Talk through your
Hey, but
issues.
you hit Alex hard right here.
No, but just talk through
I
your
was
shit.
thinking more about it. No, about the Makos. Like, they really, no offense to anybody on the Makos, they didn't have a leader, right? So they didn't have anybody that can really put them all together.
You saying that Luke lets someone talk for him, kind of thing, or
No offense to Luke. No offense to anybody. But they didn't
strong
have,
personalities?
They didn't have that one person that said, "Yo,
I mean, that's-
if y'all gonna fight, let's figure it out. Let's figure it all out. Let's get together. Let's want to play for each other."
Luke's trying his best, but you still there's personalities in
Of
there.
course, you got to bring everybody together. Now, if you don't have people all locked into what the goal is, like we went 0-2. I
Yeah.
told Mike, that's crazy. I don't know if you remember. I told you the second game we lost. I said we're gonna figure it out. Don't worry about it. I wrote him down on IG, and you don't have people like that. Like if everybody's not locked into the
Alex
main
and I
goal.
talked every day. We're like, nah, we're good.
This is a team that won 6 straight.
Yes,
Went
we did.
14 straight.
Oh, thank you for putting it that way.
If you want to go into last season, but this season,
Oh, damn. Oh, my You're talking about Makos.
if we're talking this season only, this is a team Makos won 6 straight before losing the last game of the season.
And throughout that 6, though,
It was
how much
turmoil.
fighting
It
was there? How much issues were there?
But
and how much of it got resolved?
Do you think they was locked in enough to be able to go on that 6-game winning streak?
Sometimes talent can get you
Yeah,
as
talent.
far as it can get you. But at the end of the day, if you don't fix your issues, you're never going to get to that highest threshold. And when you meet that actual challenger that has their shit together, you're not going to win. Clearly, Kyle was the issue. No offense. Kyle was the issue, right? That was the turmoil within your team. You guys squashed it. You guys got through it. And you spoke about it. Now, if you would have just showed up Championship Sunday, never had a conversation with Pat, and just showed up as if everything was good, but you never cleared the air, I don't think things would have went the same way for you guys because you would have had that weird tension. Same thing happened to us in season 4 with Dom. Same thing is happening with the Makos. They had weird tension, and they never actually talked about it and got over it, and it bled into that game. Whether they realize that or not, I firmly believe that that's what caused you guys to win over them. You guys are more of a team.
Like you said, Eric, you said when you were talking about did it like they were winning, yeah. But I seen they were winning was people still mad as hell on the bench, still arguing with each other. Like you're not happy at that point. Like now you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't have someone to bring them together and say they had the talent to win to beat us. They had way more talent than us.
Give it to Batman. What do you
It just matters.
Batman knows all. Batman knows all. The Crew Crusaders.
Please, they keep giving it to me. Why do I want this?
A 9.5.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good.
You saying that because you Tommy's boy, bro?
Tommy put you up to this?
Is Tommy driving you home?
How much did you pay?
He didn't give me anything. But they had a good ass team. It's just like from week 1 I seen the turmoil, so I exploited that myself. We didn't talk about it. I seen Fritz.
Facts. Big play.
I boxed him out.
I did.
He got late out of nowhere.
Double tech.
I would have took the tech. I don't care.
I know. I see that. When I tell you the bench, I was like, great fucking job.
You're welcome as the ref. I didn't want to tolerate any nonsense. Double tech. Get them both out.
But yeah, they had a good season, but they just needed to fix the inner stuff inside in the team.
I agree with JPP. Like JPP and Anderson were big players for them, and they deserve more.
There's no reason JPP should have been starting.
He's legit,
It
man.
don't make no sense.
That's what I'm saying. When you guys said the Makos wasn't big, I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
JP had a
but the
crazy,
the reason that some guys don't start when you look at rosters is because you need some kind of talent off the bench.
Nah, for sure.
Brandon Steed is starting on most teams if you're talking talent-wise.
Sure.
But him coming off the bench gives you guys such a spurt of energy. Defensively and offensively, it's great to have you come off the bench. Mike Mitchell, previous seasons, has asked to come off the bench, and he won 6-man twice because of it, because he could start, he probably should start, but he provides that energy. So just talent-wise, JPP is a great player, but I think that with them having Fritz, Fritz, Tommy, and Nacho already so ball dominant,
Correct.
JPP will get more touches off the bench, and it will thrive in his game. And plus, he gets to the basket. It's not like he's shooting. He doesn't really need to get into rhythm.
That was literally the goal of the Mambas. I always talk about this with Shane and Alex. I was like, I don't need 5 guys that can score. I need 2, 3, and I need role players for the rest. Play some defense, get some rebounds, whatever the case may be. And that's how the Mambas were built.
Nah, because it's like you have 3 dudes that can score 20 points a game, right? Like Tommy was trying to go for 40 every game. Impossible.
How many shot attempts did he have in the championship?
I don't know.
He definitely
We don't have stats.
He didn't shoot that.
Pat will do it.
No,
Don't
he
worry.
shot
Pat's got
a
the
lot.
stats.
He shot a lot.
That's my.
He
That's
shot-
my.
I didn't see the first
Before
half.
they got this podcast,
Yeah.
I'll do our game. You do that game.
I
We'll
got
do
it.
it.
supposed to be your thing, man.
No, it's not. It's the
No.
players
I
in the
make the
game.
graphics.
Anyone that hasn't been through the playoffs before, Caselli should do it, right?
Back to what I was saying.
It's just him and Ghost.
Just kidding,
Some
guys.
punishment.
Deal, I'll take it.
Pretty much.
You got like Nacho, he plays, he's a professional player, you know what I'm saying? He gonna play as smart as possible. And you got Fritz, you know, he looking for highlights and stuff like that.
LA Fitness.
Type of player, you know what I'm saying? So like, that turmoil that ended up sabotaging them at the end, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And we end up champions again!
Alright, I guess. So how do we rate the Mamba season? I guess
It's
like
a 10.
7,
Why are we
7,
doing
fucking
that?
10.
Why are we doing
I was gonna say 7.5.
I mean,
If you look at it, they just got lucky the whole way through. They didn't deserve it at all. I hate everybody.
hey, you know what?
in
You
this
need a little
room.
luck in life, man. You know what I'm saying?
Now I want to thank
for
you
the
guys
folks
though.
that
Thank you guys because you guys
Motivated
definitely
us.
fused some fire in us.
Like, bro,
You
y'all
guys made us want to like win.
Every week from the draft, the first episode, from the first episode.
We
of
were
the podcast.
all, you know.
Bro, y'all never mentioned us on the show.
Never said that
Like,
Mama's
no,
gonna
no,
win.
like, bro,
When your first game, we don't talk
That
about
drunk to
you.
where I didn't
Bro,
bring you
I
up at least
watched-
once.
They never said Mama's gonna win.
Bro, I watched every podcast
Except
when I
for
was at work.
championship.
I gotta
No, for real. When I was at work, I went back and watched every podcast because I was like, all right, let me see
That's
what they
10
say
hours.
about the Mambas. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's like what the Mamba segment, I should say at least. Like, what do they say about the Mambas? And every time it would come up to us, y'all would speak heavily on the other team, and I get it. Like, you have to go with what's the punchline.
Yeah.
But when it's like what we were doing, you could see like people were standing around the league like we was the most gelled team. Like, we had the most chemistry on the first day. It was like, but it just went out the window. It was like every team was just better than us, and it was like, damn, bruh. And I remember once Pat said, all right, we're not gonna be in the media, we're not gonna talk. That's when I know for me, I locked in. I was like, okay,
For all fairness,
I took everything.
You guys
fair.
lost your first 2 games?
Yeah, but
You're sitting with
we lost the first one by we lost the first one by 7, scoring the most points in the entire league. The first game.
Well, they
And we gave up,
lack of defense.
Yeah, we gave up, but we still, you know what I'm saying? It's not like we got blown by 20.
Yeah.
Like, if we get blown by 20 the first 2 games, I would say, okay, nah, you got to question the Mambas. But we lost by like 7. We lost by like 5. You know what I'm saying? And we still got.
But what I
players.
say all season, why you guys buy into these podcasts? They want you to get hyped.
They want you to get hyped.
I said, don't worry.
Make sure you like
We
and
know what we
subscribe.
have here. I was saying that all season to you guys.
Shout out 1v1.
Shout out 1v1.
What 1v1 said? What happened?
Like and
Like and
subscribe,
subscribe.
baby.
Oh, like and subscribe.
Not that 1v1, man.
I was like, well, did he talk some shit? No.
You seen them
but,
today.
Damn, y'all don't watch
But-
the podcast? What
No,
the
they
fuck?
don't. No, they don't.
like here.
I watched the podcast.
No, but I mean that's me. I mean again, and I say, you know, Prince talked his shit during the first round. I said, stay humble out here, because you can talk your shit after we win the championship.
The only reason I talk shit
You were high as hell.
is because I texted Dom. He was like posting some highlights or something.
Oh, Dom
Like,
Johnson?
He was in the gym or something.
With that
like
L, right?
Berg or something like that. And I was like, oh, all that just
Weekly
leads to us
slash.
again. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna come. He's like, damn, I'm mad that we lost because I was in a screenshot this.
Yeah, but
and posted
he
right
weekly
after
slashed
we
your
beat
shoe
y'all.
pal and one's on you though.
Nah, he did, but he saw the legs stick out. Like, come on.
Dom
man.
does sell it, and
I called
Shane
the other
definitely
way.
got hit by Dom in that one.
That's going the other way.
Even Mike said it.
I said it afterwards. I was wrong. I looked at the feet for landing space. I did not look at a hand check to the face.
That's how you draw a foul in CeleNation. Landing space, feet, not in your face.
I guess not.
gotta fall.
But I will say this to the Mambas media
Debacle.
fiasco.
Yeah.
3 of them were on the podcast throughout the season. And then the 1 week where you guys berated me, I was not the one that did not do your stats. It's whoever played the game, and unfortunately I'm not a Mamba. So whoever your captain is, or whoever
Was
they
not
were,
my turn.
or whoever they were playing did
Yeah.
not do the stats, so Eric could not make a graphic.
Thank you.
Therefore, we had
It was
nothing to
probably
talk
Eric.
about except for our
Was
memory.
it? No, it wasn't. Just kidding.
It's also partially my fault for not getting the game edited, but
No, you're good, you're good.
I got 3 other games to edit. But
No.
it only happens when you're the last game of the week, and I push things back. Other than that,
we're just a bunch of snakes.
And now, look, you made it here.
Hide in the
You
grass.
made it here. You got a whole
You're
podcast
all
to
on the
yourself
podcast.
now. Look at that.
That's right. Cheers
Yeah.
to
I
that.
don't know that next week y'all had the last game and y'all video was up first. Yeah, I'm just saying.
you want to know why?
You know,
Because I
Because I'm the captain.
I watch all the videos. I'm just saying.
Honestly,
I watch all the videos. I'm just
I
saying.
went home the final week and I felt very good, and I edited all 4 games in one night.
He
I
did,
spent,
he did
I
that.
spent 9.5
He
hours
did.
editing because
it
I
does
was
take long.
I was
Nah,
doing one
man,
game,
it
and
is
then I
great.
just ended up doing all 4.
That replay joint that you put in the championship was nice.
Yeah.
9.5 hours.
One thing I was like,
I was gonna post
That's
this
why I
thing,
don't
but
really do it
I feel
normally
like
right away. But
is that the
I-
sweet finish of the week?
All right, so
Public
we'll
should be the sweet
finish.
Yeah.
we'll go to the next segment
Oh, okay.
after
Why this
after
man?
the-
You would have
say, like,
burn a blizzard here.
seeing
Bro.
that you was using like everybody's picture from the draft day. Like, for like the headline or the cover photo of the
Of the
video.
YouTube? Yeah.
I was like, damn, Mike gonna go show love to him, brother, bro.
Bro, they didn't have your profile. They didn't have my pic. They didn't have my pic. Can I give explanations? Can I give explanations on Mambas?
Big dog.
Can I give explanations on the Mambas? For whatever reason, you guys thought, let me just grab this ball with a blue font instead of the game ball.
True.
Well, that's
All
the
of
only
your
ball that was
pictures.
available.
Yeah, that was the ball.
That's the only ball they had
You're the
available.
only team
Tried
that
to set
used
us
that
up from the
ball.
beginning.
And so I
We
tried
was
to
set
pick
up the whole
pictures.
season. Hey, they set us up the whole season.
Just saying.
You got no.
I tried
Yeah,
to
we
pick
got
pictures that
set
did
up
not have
the
that ball.
whole season.
I respect it. I respect it.
I try to keep continuity.
They ain't trying
Finish
to
it.
promote some other shit.
Most of my stuff
Is that you,
is
brother?
very
Yeah.
like
Thank you.
thought out,
good?
and
No, I
it's
thought it
not
was like,
malicious
yeah.
at all. There's like a very technical reason why I pick to do things.
I was like, damn.
No, you good. Hey,
Alright.
he's just having fun with it.
All right, let's
What you
talk.
got, Eric?
Also, people
Let's
just
talk
don't know.
about. Let's talk about
Don't
some.
worry, I know for next season.
We'll talk about the awards next
Champagne.
one.
Next one?
Yeah, we'll talk about the captains. We'll let them enjoy theirs. Unless we can go over their awards, because they have multiple awards here.
We have
We've
so
got two
many.
All-Stars,
Yeah, we took
we
three
got
points.
an
So
MVP,
many.
and we got a six-man.
And a
Three-point
Yeah,
champion.
and keep your finals
Finals MVP.
Do we all know how the finals MVP was won?
Oh, I do, and it was hilarious.
How?
Shane, do you know?
I do.
Okay, good.
So it was me, Parker, and Sauce chosen to. Well, we were just like, who's gonna win the finals MVP? Parker's like, it's between Shane and Dre. Pretty clear. They both had the most amount of points, 27, 28 points. Very close. You guys
Which
both
28?
played phenomenal. Dre.
Okay.
Both played phenomenal. I said I'm gonna shoot for it. And if I hit it, Shane is the finals MVP, and if I miss it, Dre is the finals
So
MVP.
you wanted Dre to win
Yes.
because you knew you were
I took it from the top of the key, and I.
You like that shot?
Pretty
Parker?
good there. No, I shot, and I
Wait,
missed.
you and who, though?
And so Dre, me, Parker, and Sauce, and they both said
You picked
I
Dre?
won. No, I didn't pick either. I shot for it.
And he missed badly.
I hit the
Because if
rim.
I had to pick you, Parker, or Sauce, to pick me, I would like to pick you over because Parker can't shoot and Sauce, well, can't shoot. So
Sauce can definitely shoot.
Nobody
Let's not
agreed
do
to
that.
it. It's when I choose what I'm going to eat for dinner, I flip a coin. So like that's just how I do things. So I shot for it.
Hey,
I felt like that
honestly,
was a fair
Shane,
way
I
to
talked
do
to Shane and he said Dre deserved that. So shout out to
it.
Dre.
It worked out.
You did a great job, man. Way to step up, brother.
I wish we could have.
Hey, Jay.
I wish it was 2-2.
Shout out Jay Nola. We love you, Jay Nola. Did you see the part? Did you see the part, Jay Nola, where TP said? Is TP say it again? Say it again.
It was like 40-42.
I get paid for this? Nah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Jacob, no. What does he say?
He said he said he a dog for life. Nah, and during the draft we was gonna draft you. We was thinking about drafting.
He knows about it.
We was thinking about drafting you. Pat came to me and said, "You think we should get Jay Nola?" And no. He said, I asked about Jay Nola, and he said Mike wants Jay Nola. Nobody could touch Jay Nola. So you didn't come to the Mambas because he secured the package by getting you, and this man didn't draft me after we had a conversation going into the season.
Jay Noah knows the
We
truth.
talked
Jay
about
Noah
it.
was talking, and both our
Talked about
DMs
it.
saying, "I want to play with the rookie." They're voting you.
No, nah. I'm with
Jay Noah about to go
I'm
to
He's Jay Troll.
There we go.
He said he loves you right now. I love you,
Yeah,
Frank.
I don't believe it.
Okay.
Just wait till the IG story.
He said, "Oh, I hate TP." That's what he said.
the biggest villain you've ever seen.
Nah, that's a fact.
Let's hear from the finals MVP. Finals MVP, man.
What are we talking about?
How's it feel, man?
Dre's ready
Being on
for
this
bed, bro.
team, like, how about this? You were You came in what, season 5?
Mm-hmm.
Season 5 last season.
He's been around since season 3, right?
Yeah, you've been watching.
You didn't want to bring me in season 4. I did not you specifically.
You know it wasn't me.
Yeah,
If
I
I
know it
DM'd you and I told you, I would put you in.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
But did you ever feel like you were gonna be at some point be at a point where you're like finals MVP in this league, or were you always that confident in yourself, or not? No.
I like
Amongst the
playing a role.
greats, Gator, me.
Fucking me.
I forget who was season 3, but those are the first two. Those are
Wasn't
the
it
greats.
Something like that.
It was well deserved. He
No,
played
for
well.
sure, for sure.
Both of them.
I didn't think I was gonna win it.
Your whole team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you
I
say?
didn't think I was gonna win it.
But like, what was your idea when you coming into
it? You was hitting
Finals
threes from
MVP?
30.
No, I'm just
Well, it's because Alex wasn't playing that much.
No.
But
Also,
still, you was still
about
getting
Shane.
shots.
He killed that game. You thought Shane was getting it?
Of course.
Yeah,
We should have combined for 80, honestly.
Shit.
We should have combined for 80. We missed shots.
Talk your
We missed
shit.
open shots.
In all fairness,
Old
that was
school,
their
new
idea.
school.
They said we should do a co-MVP, and this should be the first time we do that. And I said I only have one trophy, so you got it.
And Dre sleeps with it every night, so.
Yeah.
He pulled out
Shane's got a whole garage full. I think Dre needs one to sleep with.
Drake pulled that out of his book bag earlier. I was like, what is that?
He goes, "Hello." With the trophy.
And do you guys agree that with Drake should like Finals MVP.
Nah, man, Dre stepped up, man. Like
100%.
Shane's expected to do what he's gonna do, especially knowing that Alex is out. Dre, you knew what time it was, and you did it, man.
Stepped up to the plate when we needed him.
Draft stock went up.
Everyone's draft stock went up, man.
Yeah.
Well, the crazy thing, we knew Dre had that in him. Too.
I
We
mean,
knew Dre had it.
from bottom 7 and 8. You heard?
Yeah, I think
No,
Drake.
I didn't
You
prove
had it.
myself a
As
little
being a
bit
teammate with Dre from last season, I always knew it was Dre who could very shoot out, lights out. Could also drive too, which is like he has a crazy Euro step.
It's a little slow.
But it's supposed to be. It works.
It's the
though.
body
It's
bump.
either he gets in
Body
foul or
bump.
he's
It's
it's
the
taking.
I've been watching that. It's so slow. You're right. You're right. And I'm
You'd be
like,
like,
damn. But it's so elegant.
Bro, because there's one moment
Like
it
an
was
angel or some
There
shit.
was like 4 minutes left. They hit a 3, and then I don't know who threw like a half court
Think
pass
Shane.
to you. It's Shane. Yeah, it's Shane. And you just spot up and just shot it. So that 3
No, it was
got
Alex.
Alex. Whatever the case might be, that 3 got eliminated from their end. So that was a huge like part for us, and that's just like one of many things that you did for our team. Hell yeah, dude.
Nah, there was one play where you got the steal, and he dished it to Dre. Dre just turned around and shot it 3.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, Dre
And
wanna
he
win.
made the free throws at the end, dude.
He
Like,
wanna win.
I've never seen this man miss a free throw.
And he was shooting from deep. He wasn't shooting like regular 3.
Yeah.
Cause
Oh,
he
that,
passed
that,
it
that
one
one hot.
in the
Yeah,
middle at the key, and he was.
They're
That
like,
was against the dog.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was.
No, I was early right next to the 4-point
Yeah, I
line.
told
I
you
didn't
to
see it
slide
until
over,
Christian
like-
showed me the footage.
All right,
Yes.
while you guys are here, how do you guys feel about a 4-point line at the top of
No,
the key?
the box is good.
Nah,
Nah, I like the
good.
box.
The box would be.
You get the line. You're gonna have everybody
I'm
shoot.
good with
How
the
about
line.
a box at the top of the key?
No. That's
Nah.
too.
So
Yeah, add a
that's
box.
too
to
easy.
the
A
line.
box
Add a
just-
box.
Just one middle one?
near
Add a
the
box to the
near
top
the
of
half
the
court.
court, like in the middle.
The 2 spots was
key.
perfect because Yeah. even in any other league, it's the 2 spots. It's not The like wings. 3 or 4 spots
Yeah.
because you're gonna have people just shoot half court
Yeah,
shots
that's
all
true.
game.
Yeah, the big 4 is
Yeah.
like. It's like
You could just put it after
Yeah.
the half
Work.
court line.
Dude, yours is
Eric,
about to be on
JPP.
round 7 because he's gonna be shooting fucking 4-point shots.
He shot next to the box the whole time.
I know that's
He
what I'm
never
saying.
shot an actual mid box.
Like that's what I'm saying. And
Here's
he named it
here-
up to him.
here's why I like the box on the side because it's not a good shot. So
it's
you're
tough.
You gotta go hunt.
You gotta
for
take a
it.
stupid
You
shot.
gotta go to over there. You
Or
can
you
just
gotta-
walk
or you
down
gotta
the
be
half
like-
court and just shoot.
or should I just go a little further and take a smart shot?
No, for sure.
When you
I'm
down
intrigued to see
4
what the
with
percentage
5
is.
seconds
When you're
left,
down 4, yeah.
Very low. We have the
Under 20,
60%.
under 15.
I mean, I'm over 4 myself, so it's definitely very low.
I'm
With
one
2
for
air
one.
balls.
Did you even shoot? You shot one. You
Shot
made
one.
it.
He was the first one to
Right,
do
right,
it.
right, trying to shoot
That was when I took my jersey off.
We would have too much.
Yeah, don't do that shit.
Hey, I didn't do no more.
I said in the chat the other day. I said, "Don't be doing shit like that."
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. A 3-point shot is my 4-point shot. I'm just gonna
You
say
made
that.
one of the first
Yeah,
ones.
Fuck yeah, I did, baby. Come on now. Come on now.
All right, let's hear
That
from
corner.
let's hear from the 6th man of the year. So for you, 6th man of the year, aka basically the 6th starter. So how does it go from like knowing that you can produce like a starter and being able to like tell yourself, all right, I'm gonna accept this role on the bench to limit my minutes a little bit, even though I know I can produce like a starter type thing.
You should ask
Like-
Dean.
I'm a. That was tough.
Wait, hold on. I don't even know the drama here. Goblins.
There's
Got
3
it.
goblins
Got
in
it.
there.
4.
But
4! Oh shit, I forgot. Batman's with the shiesty. Forgot about Batman.
I would tell you what I told Pat. I said, I just want to win. If we
Yeah.
win, I don't care. I just want. That's all I really wanted to do. So even if I have to come off the bench, if I have to come in for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I'm gonna do it.
That's the
And then-
humbleness, man. Like Steve drove me home after last season, and I said, "Nah, man, I want guys with good character like that can hoop." And again, it worked out perfectly. And I mean, you hear that. He knows he can be a starter. He knows he can get his buckets. He bought into 6 man.
And how is it for you guys playing with a guy like that?
Hold
Knowing
on,
that
hold
he's
on,
like,
hold on.
my bad.
I can't let my dog go out like that. I told y'all I sat on that bench for too long. So we gonna keep it 100, okay? Steve, I
I think
fuck
you
with
feel
you.
good.
No, for real. No. Steve, I fuck with you because that's what made us who we are. We're honest with each other.
Yeah, correct.
I fuck with you, Steve, but you didn't feel that way the entire time. I remember it was one game in particular where you was like, "Yo, I had a steal, I had a shot, and then I got this. Why I got subbed out?" And again, it was just moments where I had conversations with Prince, I had conversations with Batman, I had conversations with Kyle, like, "Yo, trust the process. Trust me, it's cool, straight. You gonna get your moment." I had a conversation with Pat, like, "Yo, having Steve come off the bench." everything made sense. Like you right, like you did everything you said, but there was the hiccup in the beginning where they thought we weren't gonna win, and it was because we couldn't get our bench right. Where Shane and Prince went at it, where he took the jersey off. He did it 2 times, not 1. You didn't take the jersey off, but you blew up a second time where you got mad, and that's what made me realize. But hold up, but that's what. But separation.
That's you and I mean, you're only 21.
Damn, Brian, call him foul.
But
No, you should have heard what Shane said to him.
Now you're 21. You're a grown adult now.
But still, but I think it was a separation though. For me, it was a separation moment. It was a moment where it was like, okay, I'm not the player I was last season. Like I demand a bigger role. You know what I'm saying? So. Like for Steve, like I said, I feel like everything he's saying is genuine, except he did not accept it in the beginning. He couldn't understand it, but once he understood it, he bought it and he shitted on everybody that got in his way. So in my opinion, yeah, Steve is him.
Oh, and there's maturity in Steve because honestly, those moments that you're talking about, you were making bad plays down the stretch of different games. They called you out a lot on the podcast, right? I think you said they lost that because of Steve.
Yeah, he got me back.
But, yeah, Mike, I lost the phone. Take this. Yeah. But that's maturity. That's saying, okay, you know, I made some mistakes down the stretch. Let me adjust. And if you saw it, I took myself out there and I trusted Steve down the stretch. I think it was the championship. Semis or championship. I took myself. That's what I'm saying. I said, you know what? The right lineup is to have Steve in here, and you make great decisions. I mean, you got to reward that.
was on his ass.
For what? About the earlier in the season?
Talking about he was killing the Mambas.
Well, because in all fairness, at the end of our game,
facts.
at the end of our game,
Yeah.
you had multiple possessions where you thought the same thing that you thought in the semifinals that you were going to cook
I got
me,
my comment.
and you didn't.
Yeah.
And that's why I had the confidence that I know exactly what you're going to do, which I did, but you hit it. But it was the same exact confidence you had, but you weren't hitting those shots in the first matchup, and that's what killed you guys. And we just addressed it.
And you watched the game back, and I'll let you speak, Steve. You watched the game back. Steve wanted to take that 3, and he settled down, like down the stretch, and he said, you know, I'm going to kick it back out, get myself a better shot. That's the things that I was talking to him throughout the season and said, we can get us a shot. We got time. We'll get you a better shot, man. And we trust you to take that shot.
And
See MVP seat, bro. You don't be doing that.
from this
bro.
in-season game against the Dogs, where I had those transition plays and I was trying to go to the hole and I didn't get the foul calls I thought I had to get.
True.
But I'm standing straight up, and I'm taller than you. Sorry.
So the adjustment was, I'm gonna take the shot that I know I'm gonna make. I'm not gonna sit there and try to go for the foul because obviously they're not calling them,
Yeah.
and they're not gonna call it for me. I'm short, so I'm not gonna get the call. So I said that was the adjustment I had to make
True.
when it comes down to the stretch. Because either way, whether you slow the ball down or if you don't slow the ball down, somebody has to make a play. And if everybody's just watching, nothing's happening.
But and 100%, we trusted you all year with the with the mid range. I mean, you must have shot what? I don't know, but
We don't have the advanced stats.
60-70% all year on
his
the 3-pointer was off for you very much in the beginning of the season for sure, and I think you went away from it.
No, leave me open. Leave me open next season. But
Especially in the mid-range.
leave me open at 3. I can't. But
Not on camera.
No, get back over, man.
to go
Pausing off of the bio and they can see that.
to go off
this shit, man.
to go off what Tone said. The reason why
Come on, Mike.
to go off what Tone said, the reason why it was confusing after that is because I had just had almost damn near a perfect game besides the ending. Where I had 20 points and I had like 15 in the first half.
Was that the dog game?
No, that was the
One of
the
the
Maiko's
first
game, second game.
Okay, yeah.
So I didn't
us
start
back into that, yeah.
after that game. I didn't start anymore. So that was the confusion. I'm like, yo, I just held us in the game the whole game, and I actually had a great game. I barely missed.
True.
And then that's where the confusion was like, yo, I just had 5 rebounds and 2 steals.
How long did it take you?
So of course you're gonna feel weird at first. You're gonna be like, yo,
How
I
long
should
did
be
it
on
take
the
you to
court.
I
adjust
am
to
like
it,
that.
though? Like,
Since we
was it like a
keeping it
game,
100
2
here, bro, we
games,
felt
section?
like you're a better opener than a closer.
And then
That's
Sure.
what it was.
and then
Would you say how long did it take you to adjust to that?
after the second, I feel like it was
First
mostly
game
after the second game when we won, and I'm like, I'm happy if we win it.
You said in the chat, you're like, whatever I need to do to win, I'm
I
gonna
told
win.
Kyle the same thing.
I texted Steve. I was like, it was beginning of the season, and I gave flowers to Steve on
You
when
did.
we were a kid. I'm like, dude, he's 6 man. Like he gets if Steve
I
gets
voted for him.
if he gets his mid range shot, he is lights out.
I'm gonna put the whole league on blast though. No one gave love to Steed, and this is why you slid, because you thought Steed was cancer to your team because you took untimely shots in the season's
But I
prior.
fought for my
Right?
job.
Is that what ultimately was Steed's issue?
I would say.
I mean,
Preseason
on the
before.
Goblins, we went 4-0.
You hit some big shots. You got.
They traded me after going 0-3. I took less shots than
But
that.
to be honest,
Y'all-
as Dean's friend, that wasn't 0-3. That was other people on the team saying it was like you. Dean
I remember
traded
in the
you
car.
was not on Dean. It was people on the other team. that
Steve
was
told me in the car,
arguing.
though.
I'm not. Yeah.
He was like, "They're saying these things about me. I'll adjust to whatever the team needs."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, "Bro, I know what you do because I met you at JCC with Alan. Shout out to Alan. I know you watch
Shout out
probably."
to
and I said, "I understand that. Even when I played against you, I saw what your game was, and you were very fast paced. I knew if we slowed you down, like it just you would get your shots, man."
So see, my question is, after the Dogs game, right? People came on the podcast and were like, Steve did, some questionable shots in that Dogs game where it was like,
We all did.
even I could agree, like it felt kind of rushed in some shots. Like, how did you overcome mentally when like you got into that, and then coming to the semifinal game to take that shot? Like, what was your mentality behind that? Besides all the bullshit that these people put on.
Alex goes down. Brandon knew exactly.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
The media.
The media, the media. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, cause you were doing phenomenal at the beginning of the season. You had that Dogs game, and everyone's like, "What is Steve doing on the YouTube when they're going through our game? Like, what is he doing? Blah blah blah. Podcast, what are they doing? Blah blah." And then you'd go and do you, man? Like, what was your mentality behind that? Because that's a hard mentality to have.
For me, I have full confidence in myself, and I've been here before. I've won every step of the way. Every place I've been to, I've won before. So when I come to this game and I see everybody's locked in, I'm like, oh, everybody lives for basketball. I live for basketball. How are we going to lose if we lock in and we make sure that we do the right things and we listen to each other? So that's exactly what I try to do, just buy in.
Yeah.
And when I brought in, everything just was flowing.
What's a quote that you always tell me after every championship we win? You're always like, winners find a way to win.
But that's the perfect statement, right? And like sometimes people take it as offense.
Yeah.
But winners try to find a way to just adjust and win.
Yeah.
And then they'll worry about everything else. You worry about your ego and you'll worry about that and you'll talk about, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's hard to get everybody on the same page. Like I use this analogy all the time. Like, what's the best defense in football? I don't know. What's the best offense? I don't know. But whatever Bill Belichick runs, it seems to work.
Yep.
Right?
Whoa.
He's won with the best defense. You know?
No, but still.
Whoa.
No, but he's won with the best defense in the league. He's been with the best offense in the league.
Yeah.
Like, he will adjust to who's around him, and he'll make them believe.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that's kind of where, having Pat is a big difference. Like, Alex said it best. The Makos just have better players than us.
Yeah.
I mean, we can have our egos and we can say they don't, but they're more talented. We just probably have a better team, right? Which covers some of that gap, especially without Alex. If you take Alex off our team, or you take him for a half,
No
they got
one's
way
there.
better players than
Yeah.
us, right?
Better
But we
damn
stay
good
in the
ball,
game
man.
because everybody's thinking, what can I do to help us win? Or maybe somebody on that team is trying to get a highlight,
Yeah.
or they haven't got a shot in a little while, or why would I take away my shots to play defense?
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, that's the game winner right there. It's Steed slowing down Nacho.
Yeah.
Right? That was the biggest decision.
Only 8 points.
That's what won us the game.
And you think about it, bro. I know Shane's a great shooter and everything, but we literally only have one superstar. Every other team had 2 or 3.
We had one.
Yeah, you got Santi. Santi is.
No, Santi's a
You got,
superstar.
you got
I mean, he didn't this season.
But
If
I'm
we're
saying
looking at
not
this
this
season,
season, but he
would you-
was a top pick player.
I mean, so was
You know
Shane.
what I'm saying?
Shane
No,
was
he
technically
is,
picked.
but
for
he's
the
Shane
new.
coming into this league.
coming
Nah,
was
Shane's a
not.
superstar.
You know
I
what
ain't
I'm
gonna lie.
saying?
Now he's
Shane's-
superstar status.
Shane's a superstar.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't pick him, man.
Shane's got a championship. Santi does not. Just saying.
Shit.
Yeah, let's
That
talk
man
about
got a
the MVP.
championship.
Yes,
Santi
sir.
ain't got one.
Let's talk about the MVP. First, I got a two-part question for you. First question: other leagues you played in, have you won MVP before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Ask me something else. Fuck you.
So coming into this.
Next question.
Coming into this.
All right. Other leagues, have you won a Selling Nation MVP before?
No.
Thank you.
So
Just like we
coming
thought.
into this league, did you feel like this is another league I'm gonna win MVP straight up, or did you feel like, oh my God, this might be a little difficult?
I'm gonna be honest with you. MVP wasn't on my mind.
Yeah.
championship was.
Was it
just about the situation? Or?
I didn't even think anything about individual awards until y'all started talking about it. I'm like, oh, they're talking about Alex to be MVP. I'm like, oh shit. That wasn't in my. I don't. It's more of just winning. Like we started 0-2, and that it made me so pissed. Like
he was calling me.
I'm telling Pat, I'm like,
we should be 0-2,
this
man.
is pissing me off. Like
I said, we're good.
What's that? It just. I wouldn't be MVP. They put me in those positions. You know, like. Shane finding me on back doors, just scoring. It's not like I was getting the ball or Alex go to work. Like no, it was them passing me through cuts. Me, you know what I'm saying? Like they put me in the position to be that. Like they were like, oh, Shane made a good point in the championship game. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna sit down. He's like, you got us here.
Yeah.
Who?
There's
I think that
big moments down the stretch. Shane's like, get your ass in the fucking game, man.
I just think it inspired everybody else. Like you said, the championship game. Like everybody who Shane, Dre. Like everybody was like, oh, okay, we lost. Doesn't mean anything. Like,
by the way, that wasn't because Alex didn't believe in himself. He was like, you guys held it down first half. I know you guys can rock without me, but we're like, nah, man, we need you.
Yeah.
You coming back.
Right,
I've said this to him many times. Like, you coming back to play with us inspire the rest of the team. Like, you're busting your face. You shouldn't be playing.
Yeah.
Even
And
if
he wasn't even doing bad.
Even if Alex
Doing good.
didn't drop like 32 or 34 points like some other people in the league has done, like him getting assists, him getting like
Rebounds.
18 rebounds, like him showing that effort actually it gave us an uplift on like, all right, we need to grind as much as he is. Like I'm what 5 inches taller than you, 6 inches taller than you, and he has 3x or 4x my rebounds.
Yeah.
So like that makes me want to get more rebounds because I'm going week by week. I'm like, damn, this man's clearing me 4x on rebounds, and I'm the tallest man on the court. But I know because he has hustle. He has hustle, and I'm like, if he's hustling, the whole team should be fucking hustling, right? If he's giving it his all, why should we not give it at all?
Like I said, Alex is like that. I already knew that, but CeleNation brought the best out of you, man, because you knew it did. You were like, man, this is the fun league, this is the best league. He was like that all season. Like, man, we gonna win this shit, man.
Yeah.
Literally, he called me every day. We got this, bro. What if we do this? What if we do that? I said, I know what we have. We're good. I wasn't worried about the 0-2.
We'll literally text after every game, like,
yeah, me and Prince.
What should we do better? What should I do better?
What question for the rest of you guys? For future references, because next draft, let's just say, there's going to be other people's, that's going to be your teammates. How would you say to those guys, future teammates, how should they how do you play with Alex? Like, what's how is
AKA
it?
Eric's asking for you, man.
Yeah. No, but
Better get the first pick.
how is it playing with Alex? Like, what's the vibe? Like, knowing, all right, if I cut, he's going to make this pass, or if he cut, I got to make this pass, or if I cut here, he's going to find me. Like, how is it playing with them type shit?
There might not be another player in the league that scores the way he scores without dominating the ball. Like we've kind of talked about it, we've kind of thrown some shots at people where like they got the ball in their hands all the time.
Yeah.
And they're scoring 25, and you look and you're like, well, he shot 40%, or he had 9 turnovers, or whatever. He shoots a high percentage. He barely turns the ball over, and he doesn't dominate the ball.
He's making the extra pass. He's doing
Yep. So that to me is the biggest thing.
I was gonna say no ego.
No ego, bro.
So that makes it easier to play with, and if you're looking for it, he'll dish it to you.
Yeah.
I've always I told Prince he's like, oh, when I get in the game, I'm like, that game I passed it to you 3 times in a row. You know what I mean? You made the second one. You made it. You know what I'm saying? And that was a big shot for I forgot who the Reapers.
Yeah.
That's a big shot. You know, just trusting. I don't need the ball at the top. I trust our point guards. I trusted a lot of Shane getting me the ball. Steve, Dre, even getting Dre the ball. I know he was one of the best shooters on our team. I'm going to the hole. I know they're gonna collapse.
Yeah.
I know one of these two are gonna be open. Even late game, I'm like, please, one of y'all two get the ball. They're gonna foul you. They don't miss free throws. I miss free throws. They don't miss free throws. You know what I'm saying?
I literally sat behind him, but he misses these.
Yeah, no, it's just knowing. I just knew, okay, I know what we have. I know we can win this. You know what I'm saying? It came down to it of just trusting. We all trust each other. They put me in that position too. I didn't need to score 35 points a game. I didn't need to do that. There's no.
In the history of Alex and I, he cooked us in South Econ, but there was I had to guard him. I don't know why. I shouldn't have been on him that day. But there was a little mutual respect. He saw that what I was basketball knowledge, and right. You somehow got on some teams after that. You were tired of losing in Orlando.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not winning championships out here. I see you doing your thing.
Right.
Got some good squads. But I mean, he approached me like, "How's this all work?" And man, I'm just happy he bought in. You know.
Yeah, that was fire. We was just in a put up a shut up tournament together.
Yeah, y'all won that.
And
with
then
Mike.
when he drafted us together, I'm like, oh, I like that. We got a good team already. In my head.
I already knew when you guys drafted that team. I was like, we're in trouble.
Yeah, that was a fun game. That was a fun team.
With Tommy
fucking
too.
Run you down the fucking court.
You got any questions in the chat? Yeah.
Jay know what's going on, man.
The chat has been dead today. I'll be very honest.
They don't respect the Mambas.
No love for
Yo,
the
my man Tone came in and said they still talking. Tone, we going till midnight. All right, on you. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about Tone.
I have a question for you.
What?
Adjustments do you think that you should make going into next season?
Make the
After
playoffs.
not making the playoffs for 2 seasons.
Make the goddamn playoffs.
How do you make the playoffs? What's the adjustments?
My
for that?
adjustment personally for me is more. I'm trying to get on the court more. I think I got to play a little more. I think I might be causing my team a little bit in that aspect because I'm so focused on like the coaching part and like being the captain and making sure everybody else is like satisfied with minutes and taken care of. Basically, that some may say that I'm causing my team by not being out there.
The goal is
Shout out Luke.
draft, knowing that that's your mindset.
Yeah.
I drafted how.
I'm gonna take a page out of your book, Mike.
Yeah, Mike and I draft how can everybody fit around us?
Draft around me.
Yeah.
I don't draft around me. I'm not a star player in this league.
No, hold on. But
Not
you,
even season
you
one.
draft knowing that you're playing
Yeah,
big
like,
man.
you're gonna play. Right?
You're the first round pick. That's how.
Well,
thought
I wouldn't say
process
that.
should
Like
be.
you're the
No,
fifth
but that's
round
the-
pick.
but-
You're the fifth player.
Okay,
Either
I'm
way
not
you
the
look
I'm the third or fourth player. Is how I view myself. But
Yeah.
yes, I agree.
But basically, you're in the starting five. I'm gonna draft like.
I'm a starting five and I'm another offensive weapon, and that's how you should view yourself as well because you can score. You played, you won a championship. You played big minutes. You had 20-point games multiple times that season. You could do the same thing now. Have more faith in yourself.
True.
I just think with captains like you, Pat, or Mike, like, just need to draft people who want it. Like, at the end of the day, like, who gives their 100% effort.
But the question as a captain is, how do you know that? You draft a team.
You know
expect,
from previous
for
seasons.
sure, but you expect from conversations and from getting to know these guys as they all talk to me. I thought I had a good grasp on that, and then when guys are on your team and guys are in that situation, it's not always the same. So it's hit or miss, and when you have the situation where you guys are all getting along, be fortunate. You played on the Reapers. You had a horrible season there. You've had some bad
Big shot,
seasons.
Pat.
You've had some bad seasons. You were a
Ended
bandit.
us.
You won 0 games. You were a goblin. Like you were a season 3 bandit with Braylon not being there for the playoffs. Like you guys have experienced bad and good teams, and you see the difference now in what a team looks like when they're cohesive compared to when a team looks like when guys are out for themselves. And that's the hardest part is when you have these guys that care about their minutes, that care about Instagram clips, that care about these other things that are not winning. And that's an issue that Dom had with our team is a matter of like, we're not all bought in, and he's right. That's how you win, is everybody has to be on the same page.
I knew y'all got it, because I was going to say this earlier when it was talking about the ratings and stuff, but I passed the trophy back. But I mean, because I said I was going to keep it honest when I came here. I knew y'all team got exposed when y'all played their team in the regular season. And y'all played like shit. I think Dom was missing that game.
Dom and Santi, and we won by...
No, Santi was sitting on the bench. No. They won at the end of the game.
They won.
We didn't have
the
Dom
end
or
of the
Santi,
game.
and we won by double digits.
Santi was on the bench.
Santi was not
there.
there.
They play like shit.
Dom and Santi
It was a game where
we
Santi
lost.
was sitting on the bench.
Oh, Reapers. You mean Reapers? I think.
Nah,
No.
Reapers
It was
was
a game.
it was
It was a
their game.
But they
Santi was sitting
all I'm
on the
saying is they
bench.
played like
Santi
shit
wasn't
and we
there.
lost.
Dom and
What the fuck
Santi,
did we
Santi
play?
wasn't there.
I swear Santi was on the
No,
bench
it
because
was
I
a
was
game we
asking
should've
myself
won.
why was
We
Santi
should've
not
blown
even
them
playing.
out.
Santi didn't play. He had something with family.
Well,
should've
all
blown
right.
them
So
out.
either way,
What'd you see?
y'all
What'd you
came
see?
out. I just seen like the same thing I seen when y'all winning. Like it's like the Makos. Like it's a morale thing. Like I like teams that can lose like champions. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like when y'all start to lose, Nick goes quiet. You don't hear Nick. You don't see Nick jumping around. You don't hear him barking. That's why in some of our huddles we was barking when we played y'all. You know what I'm saying? It was like dogs on 3, hoo hoo. Like you know what I'm saying? But that's what made y'all. That's your identity. That's the worst identity to have because you got to be hype and you got to be on good terms to have that identity the whole way through.
Which is what we had for 3 weeks. The La Familia game. If you watch the footage of that, when Berg hit those 2 threes, Dallas is sprinting up and down the side. Like, we had that energy, and then I don't know what the hell
But that's what
happened.
I'm saying. That's a
And
bad
when-
energy to run with. Like, I feel like y'all
No,
need
when you're hyped for each other, that's what you want.
Yeah, but it's not genuine.
It was. Dallas and Berg.
Well, when you losing, what happens?
It wasn't even losing. We were winning, and there was still bitterness and resentment, and there were still these issues that boiled over, and they never got fixed, and it showed in our game.
I don't know. In that game, it just seemed like nobody was for each other. But like, my whole point is, like I said, like y'all didn't. When y'all lose, y'all separate away from each other. Y'all just walk. It's like this ain't my team no more. You know what I'm saying? Nick is like, yo, I'm here, but I'm not really here. You know what I mean? Dom is kind of just staring around, looking at the sky. I had 1,000 conversations with Dom prior to coming into this championship. So yeah, it's previous history, but. That's how I know, like, because I broke that game down to him, and he was telling me, he was like, yeah, nah, like, I got to get on my team about that, because the way y'all started that game, it was just like, damn, like, who the fuck is this? Like, this supposed to be the dogs. But the Makos had kind of that same thing that same day. It was just like, what's going on with these teams, you know what I'm saying? But to me, that was y'all genuine game. Like, that was the Makos genuine game. When you can play through adversity, that's the real you. Like, all of that other shit, it's just you hitting lucky shots. He getting lucky shots, he's hitting lucky shots, and we winning. That's it. Like, that's how I look at basketball. Like, you gotta be losing first, and once you start coming back through the adversity of the loss, and you actually start saying like, hey man, like, chill out with the shots. Like, don't do that shit no more. You have those type of conversations, and they listen, and they get back in the game. Now you're a real winner. Like, it's just different. Like, not saying that y'all championships previously and what y'all did all season isn't
valid.
Valid, but the real you came out in that game, just like the real Makos came out in that game. Like, that shit was just evident. Like,
for Mambas, I mean, again, we weren't worried about the 0-2. We blew the first one. We made some bad decisions down the stretch. Maybe some questionable calls as well, but we're not blaming that, because I always say this to Mike: to win in Celebration Nation, you need a 10-point lead, because you never know what the hell's gonna happen. And then the second game, we had Shane shot the worst I've ever seen Shane shot, and we still we came back. Steve, that's your 20-point game, and we only lost by 6, I think, or whatever it was. But we knew what we had, and I said to Shane, I said, hey, the backdoor cuts is not working for us right now. I said, careful who you're throwing them to. Limit those turnovers, because Shane was having bad turnovers to start the season.
Leading the league.
Yeah. He also led the league in assists at the same time, but at the same time it cancels out. And if you look at those playoffs, we had one bad stretch the second half of the championship to start the second half. I think we had 3-4 turnovers off the rip, and I was like, here we go. Well, someone asked, were you worried at any point? I was like, well, if we continue this turnovers right here. But other than that, we kind of limited and played smart. And I always say, in any league that I'm in, if we bud and play smart ball heading into the playoffs, and I think that's what this team did, we're gonna have a good shot to win in any league.
And I think our biggest thing was, like, throughout the whole season. Ooh, hell yeah. I think the biggest thing of the whole season was, like, we always get up to like a big ass lead in the half, and then in the second half or the last 30 seconds of the first half, like, we just blow it with turnovers.
Yeah.
I feel like that adapted us to the last 2 games. That really what mattered the most. Obviously, we did have a bad, like, first half, but, like, if we throughout the whole season, like, played professionally and, like, we're very good and never gave up big leads, and then that was nothing new to us, and then we went to the championship game with the Makos and we got down by 8, that's a whole different ballgame mentally, right? But since we've been there before, we know how to adapt over the 5 to 6 games that we played. I feel like that really grasped our team to build together, because, like, we've been there before, you know? And so most teams that, like the Makos, have been steamrolling all season, and then they get down to, like, well, now they're losing, or, like, it's getting competition behind them, then they start arguing because they don't know that it's taboo for them, you know? It's something that they've never worked with.
I might argue that our championship, that first half, is probably the best half of basketball that we played all season. Losing MVP, and we just, I don't know, we played smart, man. I mean, we had our problems in the start of the game. We got off to a good lead, and then they went out 20-12, I think it was.
Yeah.
Just hitting threes. And we, called a timeout, adjusted. And I don't know, man, just, it was beautiful to see that everybody believed in themselves, and we're not out of this game.
Is Lil Brisky in the chat? I got a video of him saying that if we won, he'll go bald.
We'll put it on tag side.
literally-
Put it on your story.
Get some
and
more,
we'll
bro.
share it.
in the bathroom, he's like, they need you. He's like, oh no, they're doing good. He's like, if y'all win, I'm gonna go bald. I was like, all right.
Hold on, Briskin, tell him, man.
But
All right, I'm gonna post it tomorrow. Actually, I'm gonna post it on the Facebook. I
They've
got
been talking
video
about the
of it.
Ball brothers all season, so we can talk about that. Brisky, you trying to? I don't know.
unless you got anything else to add, Mike, the last thing will be we'll go around. We'll start with Dre. Start with handing around the trophy. Starting with Dre, you're gonna give us your favorite game or favorite moment from the season, if any.
I mean, he's got the Finals MVP. He sleeps it every night.
Dreaming about the
He
moments.
scared me pulling out his book bag. He's like, what I got? I'm like, what?
Oh God! I'm 21.
Obviously the championship game.
Championship game.
Yeah, I won the Finals MVP. That's my favorite game. That's it.
You're
Well
welcome. I
deserved.
can't shoot.
Well, Greg, how do you feel about that? Are you humble? Are you cocky? How you feeling after that?
No,
You can be cocky.
How's your cocky?
How's your fucking shit, Dre? How's your
Boom.
cock?
You're 21 now.
Yeah, you're feeling that shot from 2 hours ago.
It's been a 2-hour podcast.
It has.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Favorite moment, favorite game.
You heard me.
Game 2. We lost. Everybody says we're gonna lose. We're not good. We're
Game
too
2.
old. We're this and that. We go 0-2, and you can kind of tell like nobody was really rattled. Like I knew we would have a shot then. You don't never know if you're gonna win it, right? Some
Yeah.
luck has to go your way. Don
Yeah.
misses a shot. There's some things that have to happen, but you know in that scenario we're gonna have a shot. Somebody's gonna have to beat us. Like I've been on teams where you know when something gets bad, we're gonna fold and somebody's gonna do something dumb. We're gonna lose. In this scenario, I knew if somebody beat us, they'd beat us.
Yeah.
So after game 2, I'm like, we got a legit shot at this.
Yeah.
So
Like game 2 of the season, or
yep.
Yeah, yeah.
No, game 2 of the season.
Well, we lost to Makos.
We went 0-2, and I'm like, that's one of the better teams.
yeah,
And I played terrible, and we still got a shot.
Yeah.
And we didn't, because sometimes we lose, and then next thing somebody's like, well, if Dre would have did this, or Alex would have did that, and there was none of it.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, hey, and I knew it was me, 100%. Right? So maybe they were saying it, but I never.
I think I told you. I was like,
Right, I
he's
knew it
not
was
bad. You know,
Like,
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
You know?
but I knew we had a shot right after that.
You guys fucked up when you guys moved the league to Silver Star.
Oh, you bet. I kept telling everybody, wait to see what happens.
That's his home gym.
That's his home gym.
Hey, look, hey, you stop, man. He gonna move this shit.
Next time, move the shit to Celebration or something.
Next season's at Silver Stars.
Oh,
Let's
shit.
go. Draft shape.
Nice nacho. Where you get them from?
favorite game, favorite moment. What do you got?
Oh man. Favorite game, favorite moment. I would say shit. Reapers?
Prince too high right now, right?
Yeah, I would say
All of
Reapers
them.
game. I would say the Reapers game.
Super Bowl 43.
Which Reapers game? Which one? The first one?
First one.
You bought out then.
Had a lot of good moments that game. We were down that game most of the game. Well, matter of fact, did we have a lead? Did we have a lead that game?
Yeah, we were winning that
We were
game.
winning that game a little bit. Then we started doing our casual folding.
Braylon had a crazy game.
And
Yeah.
then we ended up pulling through. You know what I'm saying? We ended up snapping out of our little mishaps that we have at the end of the games and stuff like that. I hit the little 3 to get us into. You
Feeling
know
good?
what I'm saying? Feeling good. Then we ended up pulling through because like everybody was like, oh,
Dom and Braylon,
the
two-headed monster.
two-headed monster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, favorites.
You need
and stuff
some
like that.
kind of a caption, guys.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people hate on the
No, dude, we're just saying. I think you're saying is that Mamas were rarely picked throughout the season
Yeah,
to win
it's
games.
just
I
like-
gave them the bald-headed monster, the bald-headed mambas.
You
It's
did it one or two.
It's pretty good. It's not as catchy.
So like, that's probably I would say that was my favorite moment.
Game
at the
against the
time,
Reapers.
Stepped up to the plate when I needed to, and
Always, man.
secured the W.
Yes, sir.
All right, Big Bird.
Well, starting off 0-2, it's not like it was not new to me. But going on the bench, you can see
We're gonna go. Here we go
Yeah,
again.
yeah, no, it wasn't
It must
that.
be me.
It wasn't that. It was just like, okay, we have adjustments to make. And then when I was on the Goblins and we went like 4-0, and then we started losing a lot. So it's like
You weren't there half the time.
You saying that's because Kyle was gone? You guys won?
Yeah.
Games.
No,
No.
When Kyle was gone, we were losing.
It wasn't that. It was just like I know how records are and how records can be looked at, and I don't think that's as long as you're in the playoffs, you're in the playoffs. So
Yeah,
for me, records don't mean shit.
True.
I think my favorite game was the Dogs game because after the shit that I went through the week prior and just going through that shit and just like locking in mentally and just be like, you know what, I'm gonna come in here and ball out for my team that's stuck with me the whole season and has always been on, you know, the right track and buying in. And that's what I've always preached on the podcast and all these seasons, just buying into your team. I was kind of the hypocrite the week before, so for me to come back and just be like, no bullshit aside, like let me just get back to it and let me just be positive and spread positivity because that's what I believe in. I think that game really just uplifted us, and that was my favorite game with the Dogs game, personally.
Redemption game, man.
Yeah.
So dope.
Michael's fair game.
I lost.
You still have a favorite game?
Man, I mean, this is a cop-out answer, man. The whole season was just amazing to me. Going down 0-2, the Dogs game, my highest scoring in CeleNation history.
Shout out Santi for not playing defense.
He tried. No, but I mean, I don't care about my points. I never have. It's just like I got the opportunity to prove what my worth was in CeleNation, and I think that was a highlight game. But I mean, making it the championship, it's got to be that because that was my goal. That was my vision. I felt that this team could get us there, and got the opportunity to achieve that, and we came through, man. So shout out to you guys, the squad, man, because we got it done, man. But I know there's more to go, but we'll do a little celebration at the end.
I already know what game.
Batman, first championship.
Batman, Reapers.
I'm about to say,
playoffs.
gotta be that Reapers playoff game.
Batman, make sure you speak more than 10 words. Your over-under is 10 words on this podcast.
Did you bet on it?
Yeah, me and Ash.
Favorite moment was against the Reapers in the playoffs game. Even though we lost Kyle, we all stuck all together and just fought a good game all together.
Either. So
Yeah.
And no Steve
yeah.
too. I was proud of that game. And then the game was against the Dogs since I was 0-4 against Mike's team.
Hell yeah.
But I finally got one after 3
He
times.
won.
So
He beat me one time.
if
You beat me
anybody
on the
want to go
Cowboys.
to the
No, he's
championship,
talking about
pick
the
me up.
playoffs.
He has been to the championship a lot. I asked him.
Yeah, bro, since season 3.
And he missed last season because he got him.
Oh yeah.
I just like holding this thing.
3 out of
right
4.
now. This is dope. Favorite moment, draft night. Favorite
Love that.
game, championship game. Reason being draft night. I feel like Ash's base shot. I feel like everybody on our team was an underdog. Even Shane himself to win as many championships as he's won in the city, and for people to still not know him, it shows you like how big the city is. But it shows you how in tune some people just aren't in the game of basketball. But championship night was for Tommy. If I got to pick out of 2 people, between Dom and Tommy, Dom is my legend for life, so I never go against the grain. But Tommy, you be all over the scene, popping that shit. And I swear to God, the way y'all walked out that gym with y'all head now.
Tommy say, yeah, blood. Blood.
Come on, blood.
My favorite game is the championship. Just because we had everybody locked in. Everybody just had the same vision. We seen ourselves winning. And then the favorite moment would be no. My favorite, listen.
You're in my house.
I have 2 favorite moments. My first favorite moment is when I shot the shot. Second favorite moment is the championship game when Shane hit the game-winning shot. Before he hit the game-winning shot, when he told me to play, I went to the bench and I went to the scorer's table and I said, "Watch this." And then that happened.
Picking you up and hugging you, man.
that was the first moment.
Nah, that's just legit.
It's the MVP.
I don't know. I guess my favorite game would be. Damn, that's a hard one.
Hey, let me cut you off real quick. This man Jay Noah just texted me saying, "Don't let TP forget he couldn't guard me on his best days."
Bro, Jay Noah.
that shit.
Bro, he's been inboxing me ever since the comment. Jay
Us too, all of
Noah.
us.
Hey, set it up, bro. Cause
Hey, I'll be the bookie. I'll be who wants to
Set it
bet.
up.
I'll be
1-on-1.
I like
Mike's reffing.
I like me for
Nah,
Jay
Mike's
Noah
the
scoring no
1-1-2.
points.
Hey,
I
don't
like
do
me
it at
for
LA
Jay Noah
Fitness.
scoring no points.
Yeah, and not at LA Fitness.
Don't do it at LA Fitness. Some legends in
We'll
there.
do it with Selling Nation rules.
Yeah.
Man,
Man,
I
I
like
don't know.
me. I like me.
22 board game.
I was gonna say maybe the breaking the record, rebounding record. That was
22 and
pretty
25 or
That shit was
22
nice,
and
man.
22 or
Wilt,
something like that.
Wilt numbers.
Maybe
was
that.
crazy.
That was pretty cool.
We talked about that one.
Yeah. Maybe that one. Yeah,
Y'all talked about it for a little bit. Y'all talked about Alex for like a small smidge.
Oh, it's all right. Honestly, I maybe the whole season. I'll say that. I think going down 0-2.
Adversity.
Yeah, adversity. Always fighting through that. That was like a
Getting hit in the face. I mean,
Jesus Christ, what the hell, Mike?
This league
Mike
sucks.
played, Mike played great defense. I'm not gonna lie. He tired me out. I was definitely tired. Definitely fouled me a lot.
They don't call it, it's not a foul.
Yeah.
Until they start calling
That's
it.
how I
Hey,
get that.
that's
that's
hey, clip that so y'all can put that in the ref chat. Y'all heard him. Clip
I'm in the
that.
rough chat too. Put it in there.
Clip
if you don't
that
call
shit.
it, it's not a foul. I'll stand on that.
And the championship game.
Cause Swade
Championship
seen and
game.
forgot what his whistle was supposed to blow like. He was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
how'd you
Sway
feel coming
said
in?
season 4 dogs, baby. Let's go.
How'd you feel coming into that half? You were like, hey, I'm messing things up. What was in your mind? Were you even there? Were you? Did you have a
Blood
concussion?
was dripping out the side of his band-aid.
Yeah.
Throughout the
I
shit.
was just more scared to like play how.
You didn't wanna get hit again.
I didn't want to get smacked in the face. I think Nacho was like, "Don't worry, bro. I'm not gonna hit you." I was like, "Oh, thanks, bro."
Nobody would have played you as hard as I was. So
Yeah.
In that second game, you were fine.
Yeah. No, I think the championship game too, because it showed like how everybody wanted to win.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just like, oh, Alex went out, oh, we lost. Like they were like, oh, okay, like we're gonna win this still. Like, and it showed like the confidence level in everybody. So that was pretty cool.
You think Mega's like
Luke told me not to play. Luke. He's like, don't worry, it's just a rec league game. I was like, no,
You
I'm coming back.
think Megas are like overconfident?
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
They were. Nick, what was it? Anderson. He came to me. He's like, man, I don't want to beat y'all with Alex not playing the game. Like, you're gonna feel.
Well, just how with the dogs when Jay Noah stepped up on the court, we were like, nah.
We want Mambas, right?
I don't know what you're talking about, God.
We want Mambas.
Definitely.
Put this here.
Yeah. All
On
right.
tip off, I'm like, you guys got what you
We're
wanted.
at,
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
that- you
we're
got
at
what
the
you
2
wanted.
hour mark now.
What's-
As we usually do for the championship pod. I think it's towards the end. Anything else? Anybody want to add?
I think we
Great
need to set a
season.
record.
There's 2 new
on
captains.
2 hours and
Two
2
new
minutes.
captains. You wanna name
Oh,
it? Two
yeah,
new
we
captains?
No, we got
a captain
next
pod
week.
next week.
Ah.
So
We got
all the
another
details for next season will be announced next week. Get your money ready. Get a job. Do whatever you got to do to get your finances right. November 17th of the tryouts. January 19th scrimmages. Season starts January 26th. It's going to be a
go.
longer season. Ref clinic with the scrimmages
Yep.
so that we can get the reffing a little bit better.
Oh, next year?
We're not paying for refs. We had a paid ref league today.
Yeah.
How bad were those refs?
They were horrible.
Horrible.
Those refs are.
They're fucking horrible.
Nah, you should have seen this tonight.
It
I'm
was
just saying.
horrible. And in order to get
Anthony
2
was
paid
there.
refs, which
Jake.
2 refs instead of 3, it would be way too
Him and
expensive.
Dave.
We want to keep prices low. We got this. I have faith in our guys. We're going to teach our guys how to ref. I'm going to take the time over the next few months to figure out more things about reffing. We're going to get some guys in. We're going to figure it out. But be ready next week, next Wednesday, same time, earlier because the captains better be on time.
Shout out you guys.
Wait, time out. We're not
There's
gonna see
gonna
each other
be-
until January.
There's going to be Crown, Vanilla, and Monster.
A lot of energy.
Shout out Ghost.
I ain't gonna be here till 1 a.m.
It's going to be a hell of a
But
podcast.
Shout out you guys for joining in the chat.
January.
Whoever is still here, we got 12, 14 people left in the chat. Shout out you guys.
Dress up a character.
Shout out once
Get
again.
so many views on TikTok.
Shout out once again, you'll season 6 champions, Mambas.
Shout out to
Bills.
fucking Mambas, baby. Shout out to Mambas.
All those are the Panthers. Yes.
Panthers making the playoffs
We
next
would
season.
still find a way to not make the playoffs. Same
But
exact
shout,
team.
but shout out you guys. We'll see you guys next week Wednesday.